Good afternoon, Sale Sharks fans, and welcome to our Facebook Live from the AJ Bell Stadium. Christmas is here and your Sale Sharks are ready to provide some early festive cheer. Top of the table, Northampton Saints, the visitors today at Salford, and we are set for a right Christmas cracker. This is Sale Sharks Live. Merry Christmas. Welcome, everybody. I thought there was something else going to happen there. Welcome to the AJ Stadium on actually a lovely sunny wintry day, which is great to see. And I'm also joined by the face of the voice of commentary, Ollie Lathrop. Ollie, why are you on this side of the camera now and not in commentary today? Well, you are in commentary, but why are you here as well?
Well, you've made an upgrade, Colin. You've got rid of Joe and you've brought me in, so I think you've made the right decision there, really.
Definitely. I thought you had a face for radio, but definitely better than I am here. Who have you got in the studio with you today?
So we're going to have some of the Sale Jets in there. They've had 2 games this season. They beat Leicester last week, so we're going to be joined by Kieran Wilkinson and a few others.
Particularly about this game as well, Northampton Saints. What are you looking forward to the most out of this game? What's your key things today?
Oh, I think it's scrum half after Clerk versus Cobus Reynat, 2 excellent players. Both won the World Cup with South Africa, so I think that's the key matchup to look out for.
Cool. And we've got Ollie the trainee, and we've got the professional. Chris is here as well. Big Chris, what are you looking forward to the most today, Chris?
Good afternoon, Colin. Well, it should be a cracking game. I mean, Northampton Saints have really set the pace in the Guinness Premiership in their first 5 rounds, top of the table, and scoring over 30 points a game in those early rounds, only been beaten once. So they're going to come here as the side to beat, really, in the Guinness Premiership at the moment. Clearly, their back row is an area of particular strength. Lewis Ludlam, fresh from World Cup duty with England, together with Taimana Harrison and Tom Wood. Lots of internationals in that back row. Against the Sale back row, who see Dan Dupree returning today after being out for a month with concussion. Tom Curry switches across to open side, and John O'Ross on the blind side. So 2 very powerful back rows. That could be a key determinant as to who prevails this afternoon. Sale have got a very good record against Northampton here. Northampton have only won at the AJ Bell twice in 7 attempts in the Premiership. So Sale know they're tough to beat here. They've got a strong side out today, but they'll need to be at the best against the league leaders.
We've obviously done the most we can to look like Christmas, with no expense spared in our Christmas wardrobe. Normally at Christmas time, though, you think you're halfway through the season. It doesn't quite feel like that. Ollie, you know, are we too critical where we are at this point of the season? Do you think we've got a bit longer? Are we where we want to be, do you think?
Well, I think, as you said, we're at the stage of the season where usually we've played 11 games by now and you're going into the second half of the season. But with the World Cup, only 5 Premiership games, sitting in 6th, and, you know, a good Christmas period like last year, you can get out of that table and into the top 4.
Same, Chris, it's a bit of a different halfway point. It's not quite halfway.
Yeah, absolutely, because we've had the Premiership Rugby Cup as well, and we've had 4 rounds of Europe. So as Ollie mentions, we're only less than a quarter of the way through as we start this afternoon in terms of Guinness Premiership Rugby. But interesting that Steve Diamond has said in the run-up to this game that this is like a cup final for Sale. You know, he certainly sees that this is a key match for his side to win, you know, if they're going to have serious top 4 aspirations, because this is one of the main sides challenging for the top 4. They finished top 4 last year, they're winning the league this time. So here at the AJ Bell, it'll be a good yardstick for Sale to see how serious they can be at really mounting a top 4 challenge as the season moves into January.
I think that's it. All that support that comes around us to do that is having all these fans in this stadium making as much noise as possible gets us to where we need to be there. And it was quite lucky, actually. We went down to Worcester, which was another. We talk about these big wins and to get these bonus points, which we did down at Worcester. We went away and got that losing bonus point, which was a great thing to come away with and have those people with us. So we actually went down to that game, and you can see now our little trip on the Sale Sharks supporters fun bus down at Worcester Warriors. I am on the fun bus, and this is
Sale Sharks Live!
Morning.
Hey up.
How you doing?
How we doing?
Very well. It's
Yeah.
absolutely nippy.
It's cold, isn't it?
Yeah, I got this nice jacket though.
I know, it's
Where's
good.
my hat?
You got a thick head, you'll be alright.
Sure, I've got a thick head. I'm excited. I've never been to Worcester before, but I
Yeah?
love the sauce.
Travelling. So we're going to go and see what it's like to be on a fun bus.
Yes. Do we bring the fun?
Oh, I don't know. We're going to have
let's
to find
just
out
find
if
out,
the
eh?
fun bus is already there. Do you know what I mean?
Are you sure you don't have a hat for me?
I haven't got out for you, no.
I'll just put my
sorry.
hood up then.
Go on, let's get on the bus.
It's freezing.
All right, come on, let's go.
we've just figured out the most famous person to come from Worcester was a Conservative MP and the guy who created the Morris Minor. And Sale's got David Gray, so guess who wins?
They are the different people that go the MP.
Oh yeah, the MP didn't create the Morris Minor.
Yeah.
Bucks fizz? No.
Have we got score predictions for today?
Realistically, I'm thinking about sort of like 25-18 to Sale.
I'm going to go for a strong 33-10.
Yeah, that's where I want to be. What makes it so special coming down on the fun bus?
The support, the people you're with, talking about the game, talking about the opposition, it's just great.
Since I've become the chairman of the supporters club the last 3-4 years, I've made it a big effort to make sure that when we do run a fun bus, part of my parcel is, as you've seen, samosas, the Bucks fairs, everything else, and I like to provide that as chairman of the club, and I just bring those onto the bus for the benefit of everybody travelling.
We're here, Joe, got here.
Yeah, made it on the fun bus.
Yeah.
It was a lovely little trip down. Tiny bit of traffic, but we got here in no time.
Couple of week stops.
And we did have fun.
It was great.
The bus did its job.
It's going to be even a funner bus on the way home, I'm sure of it.
But it is.
But we're 6 ways now.
Yeah, so we're going to go in. Can I please get something to warm my hands? Because it's freezing.
Should have brought a hat. We're going to go in. We need to go and find something to eat.
Yes.
We need to go and find the other Sale Sharks fans.
Yes.
Let's find something to drink.
Yes.
And we need to find somewhere to sit.
Yes.
Can we do all those 4 things before kick-off? Let's find out.
Yes. Yes.
So I think we left Joe over there. I think he's still in Worcester. Part 2 of that amazing trip down to Worcester coming up soon. I'm now lucky to be joined by Josh. Josh, great to see you. Sorry about the leg. How's the recovery going?
Yeah, it's going okay, thanks. It's a bit slow for the first 5 weeks or so, just getting the tendon fixed back on. So, no, it's slow, but no real complications.
So what's actually happened?
I tore my patella tendon jumping in the line out against Worcester. I'm sure if plenty of people here, they probably saw and heard.
It must be very frustrating, taking a long time to heal. You must be dying to get back out there. How do you manage that kind of recovery, taking it too slow, don't go too fast, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm not great at watching, to be honest. It's always tough because you just want to be out there playing with the guys. So, no, it's I've not been really in the club. I've just been focused on my recovery, early stages. So I've been missing it, obviously, but hopefully we can get a win today.
Having that squad around, we definitely is that push to get a great result today. There's a lot of work goes in. This is a big game for us. We need this big win. Are the lads confident? Are they happy in their preparations?
Yeah, I've not watched any of the training, but I've been in all week and kind of speaking to the players, especially the forwards, helping them out with line-outs, looking at Northampton. So, you know, everyone seems focused, switched on, and now I'm confident we can get a result today.
And Josh, it's obviously been a shorter first half of the season, being a delayed start due to the World Cup. How pleased are you looking at how the campaign's gone so far?
It's probably been frustrating, just because of that stop-start element, going into Europe, coming back into one Premiership game, and now we're into a 3-week block of games in the Premiership. You know, hopefully we can get some momentum back.
Looking at the Premiership Rugby Cup at the start of the season, obviously a great start, 4 victories and now a home semi-final, potentially a home final if you can prevail over Saracens on the 7th of February. How much of a lift would it give what is still very much a developing squad if you could pick up a piece of silverware early in the new year?
Definitely. I think Northampton showed that last year when they won the Premiership Cup, or the Premiership Shield, sorry, what it's called. It's in the 7 years I've been at Sale, we've not won any silverware, so I think you got the home semi-final, and you know, hopefully we can progress, and you know, winning something would be great for us.
So performances have been strong in the Premiership Rugby Cup. In Europe, a little bit mixed, and a little bit mixed so far in the Guinness Premiership. Do you think that's partly down to the number of new faces, and was it always inevitable it was going to take a while for players to find the right formula?
I think so. We had a long pre-season, but guys are coming at different stages, and yeah, I think we're just waiting for kind of one game for it to all click. And you know, we've been training well throughout the year, and we've shown glimpses over the year of our potential, but it just needs that kind of 80-minute performance, excuse the cliche, but it's what we need, and hopefully it'll come today.
And Northampton visiting today, top of the table. Are you surprised at how well they have done to be leading the pack at this point?
Not at all. They've played some great stuff. They've really, they showed last year they finished fourth in the Premiership. What they were capable of. They score a lot of tries. Have that attacking mindset, an offloading game which troubles defences. So it's not really a surprise. We've got a strong squad also. So we'll really need to be on our mettle today to beat them.
Josh, we would talk about this, normally this is the halfway point of the season at Christmas, but it's not this time because of the World Cup and that. What is a typical Beaumont Christmas like normally? You might have an opportunity to enjoy a Christmas this year. Is it anything different? Are you going to still have that athletic mindset and not eat all those mince pies like I do?
Well, yeah, usually we've got a game a couple of days after, so very professional. I'll probably be a bit more miserable this Christmas because I'm not playing, but Beaumont Christmas, if you've seen my dad, it always involves a lot of food.
The same with mine. And we'll talk a little bit about the fans as well. It's great having the fans here at Christmas. Families come together a lot at Christmas, and that's great when they come down. We've got the game on the 3rd of January as well. What can you say about those fans that haven't quite made it today? There's still time to kick off. They can still get down. Why should they be coming down to the AJ Bell Stadium?
Well, I think firstly there's two teams who have an attacking mindset, so I think on the pitch you're going to see a great game. Those who have seen Northampton play this season, they like to throw the ball around, I've said, and we're massively up for it today and want to put in a great home performance. So hopefully, performance on the pitch bring you down, and also the atmosphere. You saw the Exeter game a couple of weeks ago. They'll be near a full house in here today, so it'll be a great atmosphere and great way to spend Christmas.
I was talking as well in the rehearsals about what it's like seeing you galloping down, when you get into full flight, seeing a second row or a prop flying down the wing. It's a great thing to see. Hopefully we'll get to see you again soon, very soon. Good luck with the recovery and all that, and hopefully we'll get to chat to you a little bit later on as well. Hopefully we'll just see if our technicians have got things set up. We also during the week met up with an old Sale Shark. Johnny Leota was down at Carrington. He looks after Manchester Metropolitan University's rugby side, so we got in there, we had a little chat with him to see where the Sale Sharks family are growing out into in the northwest, and Johnny had a few things to tell us.
My first experience was probably 11. I grew up playing rugby league. My mother coached my brother in the under sixes, and I was 4 and she was the coach, so she ended up putting me on the field. And so my first sport I played was rugby league. But obviously at the age of 11, 12, the age grade died out, and all my friends crossed over to rugby union, and I joined them and enjoyed their company, so I carried on playing. I only played rugby union because my friends played. It wasn't that high on my priorities going up, obviously because my family were a big rugby league family, so everything we followed were rugby league. My first taste of first class rugby league was when the Kiwis played Great Britain in Palmerston North, and I got to meet Martin O'Fire. So I sort of followed rugby league first. Rugby was just a hobby where I was just hanging out with my friends, and I enjoyed just hanging out with my friends until I sort of 16, where I realised I was okay at it and I thought I could make something of it.
Joining Sale in 2011. Why did you decide to make that decision to come over and play in Manchester?
I guess for me at that time, I'd just got over my left ACL reconstruction. It sort of put me in a hole where I wasn't pushing forward, and with my rugby, I just needed a new challenge. It's just doing the same old stuff around Palmerston North. I thought I'd come over, try my luck for 2 or 3 years and head back to New Zealand, but 9 years later, I'm still here. For me, it was more the team and the culture or the environment of this place. Like all the players that I've met over the last few years, become really good friends with a lot of the boys, and that's what's helped me make the decision to stay here. And also my family has settled in as well. My kids were settled in at school, and the schooling around here is really good. My wife was settled and she ended up playing around here with Manchester Thunder, so my family was happy, so there was no reason for us to move on to another place really. It's been a good journey and I've enjoyed every single moment of it.
Okay, welcome back. That was great to see Johnny. Thanks, mate. He's just on your way. Yeah, okay, great to see Johnny there. A great stalwart of what Sale Sharks is all about. That expansion into community about the Northwest is what we want to see. This is why we love being in this club so much. The band are going to play in a minute, so we'll catch up with them in a second. But I think the first thing for us to do is go for our little pit walk, as they say, and go to chat to a couple of the Sale Sharks fans that have come in today. Sorry, guys, we're jumping on you. How you doing? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. What are you looking forward to today? Any score predictions for us first of all?
Sale by 7.
Sale by 7. I like that. Are we feeling the same?
Yeah, go with that, definitely.
Well, I think it's going to be tough, but we need to win to really put our mark on the league.
You're absolutely right. This is a really big game for us. Yeah, is that because of our expectations? Are we being too expecting of this team to be amazing straight away, or do we need to give it a bit of time?
We've had a bit of time now, so let's see it.
You're a tough cookie. Not good enough. She wants it done early. So normally we think this is halfway through the season, but it's not this time because of the World Cup. Are we feeling a bit? It's like, when you have to go back to work after Christmas, and not quite sure about what's going on, whether the dates. Are we able to give ourselves a bit more time, or are we really needing to get this big win?
Through now, we lose today. We're 12 points behind Northampton. 11-12. Got to win.
There we go, the music started up. The other thing as well, we are picking up losing bonus points though, aren't we? And that's the point. We weren't doing that last season. How important are these bonus points?
Well, it's going to keep us going, isn't it? So the fact being that if we don't get the result today, we still get that result, losing bonus points. That's good, but it doesn't feel like we're winning games.
We saw it last season, actually. We didn't pick up that many bonus points, and actually that really affected us in our league table. So I'm really looking forward to actually watching rugby in the summer. I think that's going to be ace here as well.
Yeah.
And it's great coming down at Christmas because we've got the band. We don't always have the band down here. We'll have a check them in a minute. But what's it like coming down to a Sale Sharks game? Why is it such a good thing? Have you guys come a lot?
We've been coming for a while. We love catching up together.
It's a good atmosphere, isn't it? It's family friendly. Everyone's really friendly. There's no hassle. It's just good fun. It's really good.
Whereabouts are you from?
Manchester. Yeah, Manchester. Yeah.
Sale.
So, yeah, proper hardcore. These are ultras we were talking about before. We'll catch up with them later on. I'm sure, I'm only joking. Listen, Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Good luck. We'll try and catch up with you later. Take care. Let's have a check out of the band here. Oh, second verse is coming up. Let's have a watch of this. Oh, no, they finished. You finished just as we were about to come and say hello to you. That sounded lovely. What have you got next? What do we want? What do we want? I don't know. Rudolph, the Red Rose. Rudolph, yeah, let's do Rudolph, shall we? Let's have a look. You see the note. Anybody that reads music can check this out, see if he's getting it right, yeah? Merry Christmas, everybody, by the way. Merry Christmas. So, I'll hand over to the Stretford band with this awesome rendition of Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Let's check this out. applause. Brilliant. Thank you very much, everybody. Who's going to win today? Oh, they've even rehearsed that. They got it right as well. Merry Christmas, everybody. See you soon. We're going to take a little walk down to the Sharkies, so come with me. Let's have a chat. How we doing? Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. How we doing? How are you? Okay. Merry Christmas. Are you looking forward to the game today?
Yeah, should be a good one.
Are you looking forward to the game as well?
Yeah.
A win? You hope for a win? Big win? Little win?
I reckon we'll win by about 15, 16 points.
15, 16 points. That'll do for me. Merry Christmas. Go on, let's go this way. Let's have a look at Merry Christmas. Some more Sale Sharks fans over here. Let's say hello. Merry Christmas, everybody. How we doing? Look at you running away. Look at you running. Don't get me. Don't get me. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, mate. Merry Christmas. How we doing? Merry Christmas. My hands are freezing. My hands are freezing. How we doing? That's a massive hand you've got there. Merry Christmas. Are you looking forward to the game big time?
Definitely, yeah. It's going to be a cracker, I think.
I hope so. I mean, we need a big win today, don't we? Do you think a big win, little win? What are you thinking?
I hope we smash them. I hope we absolutely smash them today.
Me too. And on that, I'm going to leave it. We definitely want to smash them every time. Well done, guys. That's a massive hand you've got there. I'd say high five, but Merry Christmas. See you later. Right, cool. Let's go down to the Sharkey. This is where, with all the fans congregate for pre-season. How we doing, guys? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. How we doing? Oh, I like your jumper. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Let's get in here. Manchester Rugby Club there. Hello, Manchester Rugby Club. How we doing? Merry Christmas, everybody. How we doing? Looking forward to the game today. Oh, right, who we've got? Where are we from?
I'm Jed, and I'm from Shrewsbury.
Steve from Liverpool. Steve from Liverpool.
Diane from Liverpool.
Diane.
Arthur from Liverpool.
Brilliant.
Archie from Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury.
Connor from Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Charlie from Liverpool.
Liverpool, and you all know each other, obviously. You didn't just, yeah.
But we do.
Kids off on us.
They're my babysitters for the game.
Brilliant. Talking about the game, are we big win, little win? What are we looking for?
A small win, I think, by 5 points Sale.
Yeah, something similar. Yeah.
We talk a lot about. Normally this is halfway through the season. We normally about to say, oh, this is where we have. It's not this time because the World Cup. It feels a bit weird. There's a lot of expectation on us, really, because we've worked so hard in getting this squad up to where we want, these South Africans and everything, and we've got the brothers. Are we being too demanding? Do we need a bit more time, or is now the time to start?
No, it's definitely the time. Definitely the time. Top 4 without a doubt, maybe top 2.
Top 2, wow. Yeah.
Top 4, yeah.
Top 4, definitely top 4.
Top 4, but it needs to be top 2.
As well. There's a good chance.
Well, we've been down the bottom before. I remember again.
Sarries are at the bottom now,
I know, but yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me if Sarries don't just fly up the blooming.
You can stay down there for a bit, can't he?
Yeah, leave it for the rest of us. You know what I mean? Merry Christmas. Great to see you. We'll keep an eye on you when you get in there. Thank you very much for talking to us. We'll catch you soon. Merry Christmas. Okay, right. Come on, let's go, Jamie. Let's get stuck in here. Let's see who we've got in here. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Okay, let's just nip inside here. Let's have a look. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Okay, we're going into the marquee. It's very busy in the marquee. Merry Christmas, everybody. How we doing? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. So we're just in the marquee at the moment. Sorry, guys, just squeezing through. Merry Christmas, everybody. How we doing? Are we all right? Oh, it's very busy. We're going to try and see if we can find JB in the marquee. We absolutely love it in the marquee. If we can find JB in here. Oh, JB's in the studio here. How we doing, everybody? Merry Christmas. Let's see. Sorry. Let's see if we've got some Sale Sharks fans over here. Let me squeeze in. Sorry, I do apologise. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. That's very loud in there, so we'll have to. We've just had a little walk through the marquee. Okay, how are we going? So, hey guys, Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Listen, you're on Sale Sharks TV, so no swearing. Right, Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! How are we doing, man? High five! Merry Christmas! So, listen, you're live, no swearing. I know you swear a lot, right? Especially when you stub your toe and stuff. So we're on Facebook. We're talking a little bit about today's game and how important it is for us to get a big win. Is it massive?
Yeah, massive. Need the points. Slipped up in a couple of the games. Need to get back where we need to be, top 4.
Normally, Christmas time is normally halfway through. You know, we look kind of reflective. We're roughly about halfway through. It's not the same this time, is it? It's completely different. Are we being Are we expecting too much too soon? Do we need a bit of time to gel, or do we need to be naturally demanding?
I think it'll take 12 months to get the team where we want the team to be. There's a lot of new faces all at once. I think it's the best rugby we've played for a few years. Disappointed with a few of the injuries. We're suffering at lock, but it'll all come good.
We just spoke to Josh earlier, actually, pitch side. He was talking about his recovery and taking his time to recover and stuff like that. Talking about today's game, though, are we looking for a massive win, do you think, by 150 points? Or do we need to be more realistic and looking at like a close...
150 will do. It's my first game. I've come with my lad today. He's from Sedgley Park Tigers, aren't you? So, yeah, it's his first match. So it's going to be a good win today.
Definitely. You think close win, tight win, or are we going to be able to pull it out?
I think it'll be really close, top of the table as well. It's not going to be close, is it?
I mean, I'm feeling nervous, you know, and it's just like kind of, and I'm doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? What's going on?
Met me before.
Well, there's a good point to that, isn't it? Listen, you're bringing people down, which is good, which is what we want the fans to do. You just find anybody in the office, grab them. Why should people come and watch these games?
It's the best rugby in the Northwest. It's the only rugby in the Northwest, but it's getting a lot better. It's about time that the Northwest was represented at the top of the table and not just the likes of the Sarries and the Wasps. And we've lost the days of losing players to Wasps, and that's fantastic.
Northampton Saints sitting top. We need a win. We need to beat them and just prove that we're capable. Listen, Merry Christmas. Lovely to see you. I'll get you that. I'll get you that tenner I owe you. I'll get you that tenner I owe you. Do you know what I mean? No, great to see you again. Well, I hope you. Yeah, you can give us a shout later. Let us know you've enjoyed yourself. Good job. Keep that hand high. Do you know what I mean? Merry Christmas, everybody. So we're going to head back over to the ground, but before we do, because there's a big puddle there and I don't want to walk through it, we're going to go and watch now the second part of the Worcester Warriors fun bus trip to see actually how the game unfolded and how Joe managed to stay in his seat without needing to go to the toilet every 5 minutes. This is the Worcester Fun Bus Part 2. Okay, we're in. How did we get in here?
I don't really know, but we're definitely pitch side. We've spotted the bar.
Come on.
Let's go in.
Let's go see what this is all about in here. Thanks very much. Good on you. Cheers. Okay, so let's go and have a look around then.
Setup here. They've got so much for the kids. They were out in the fan zone earlier on. They've got carnival games, you can win prizes, they've got climbing walls. It's so much fun. It's a really good stadium to bring children to.
It's quite a good ground, this, actually.
Yeah, brilliant atmosphere. It's very, very busy as well. And I like the fact they do pints in 2 pint glasses.
Look at the size of this. That's a 2-pinter. Do you get to keep the job?
Like a picture.
So he gets to keep that as well, which is great. We're going to watch the game for a bit now. So we'll see you in 40 to 45 minutes. Game on. Joe, that's the end of the game, not what we wanted, but losing bonus point nonetheless, which is going to be pretty good. We're going to get back on the fun bus in a minute.
Yes.
But, how have you found today?
I found it a very good experience. I think they were very warm welcome from the Warriors and just unfortunate about the result. But as you can see, everyone in good spirits after the game. I'm sure the fun bus will be just as fun on the way back.
Christmas is dry, Pap is our guy. Walking in a sail wonderland.
We've had a great time on the fun bus, I think. I said we had a great time on the fun bus! So, Joe, you had a good time?
Yeah, wonderful time. Are we invited back next time?
Can we come back next time?
No! He's fuming.
So, they're all drunk.
And welcome back to Sale Sharks Live. There you saw a bit of a glimpse of our trip down to Worcester with the Sale Sharks Supporters Club. A great service. You're a Sale Sharks fan, make sure you get on the next fun bus. It's a really good day out. But I'm very pleased now to be joined by JB from the Egg Chasers podcast. JB, thanks for joining us.
No, thank you.
And just looking at this game today, what's the sort of key matchups that you're looking for?
Key matchups, back row to start with. Northampton come here with a very experienced back row. But actually, it's weird, because of injuries, we're sort of forced into the best back row that Sale can put out. I really like the look of Dan Dupree. I love it when they partner in with Ross, who we all know to be an absolute quality operator, but actually is underrated throughout the Premiership. And then, of course, superstar Tom Curry. So I'm really liking that. And also, there's a battle of the South African scrum halves. Which one's best? Well, we know, but now everyone else can see.
And we're looking at Northampton then, top of the table in the Premiership. They're running so many tries, scoring a load of points, but they've taken a bit of a hammering at the hands of Leinster the last 2 weeks. Was that going to affect their mindset at all? Do you still think we're going to see the free flow inside that we've seen through this season?
It's hard to say. I mean, there is certainly something in that. I think what Northampton will probably be thinking is they were a team, they were a work in progress, and they might have believed that they're a little bit further on in that journey than they actually are. In a lot of ways, they're like Sale. I mean, Sale started this season with an awful lot of confidence, but actually, when you've seen them play over the last 2 or 3 games, you can see the same as Northampton had last week. They're not quite where they want to be. So yeah, it should affect Northampton, I would say.
And do you see this sort of period of Premiership rugby now? We've got 3 games before we go back into Europe again. It was last year where Sale won 3 on the bounce. I think they beat Bristol, Gloucester and Sarries. There's a chance to sort of get that momentum going again today, isn't there?
Yeah, look, I think Sale can beat anyone. They can particularly beat anyone at the AJ Bell. What Sale have got to be really, really conscious of is making sure they've got that team selection right. So we put out the best 15 for all the games that we have so far, but I think that best 15 is at the expense of a better squad. When we start hitting our straps, when we start winning consistently, like we did last year, it will be when we get that squad right, the replacements right, and then the whole process, not just from kick-off when we're good, but throughout the entire game.
And do you think it's almost going to be a case of perhaps Sale going to be better as the season goes on when those injured players come back that they're missing at the moment?
The injuries are important, okay? They're important for everyone, but that's the whole point of the Premiership. The point is, it is about squad depth. I think Sale's issue right now is the gelling process of getting these new teams. Getting this new team together. We've got all of these players. They are very, very high quality players, but it's about moulding the team. So yeah, of course, injuries are going to be important. We can't have too many, but it's about the overall process and the overall team. That's where Sale will get better.
And we've just seen on the screen there Tom Curry warming up. Obviously, had an amazing year at the World Cup. He's come back for Sale. He's played in every game since. I think he only missed 10 minutes when he was sin-binned. What does he add to this Sale team, and how important is he to the whole play and the whole structure of what they do?
Yeah. He's absolutely vital, and I think what Sale needs to sort of get a handle of is how much they use him, and then also where they use him. In my opinion, it's either him or his brother have to play every game. Where it goes a bit awry is when you've either got the 2 Currys, or you don't have the 2 Currys, then you go for like two Duprees. He's absolutely vital. There's no two ways about it, but it's just about getting him in the right positions at the right time.
And if we look at the Premiership as a whole, again this year, everyone seems to be in everyone. Last year was exactly the same. Are we sort of in a period now where we could be in the future with all these sides coming up spending a bit of money, where it's going to be like this every season?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea, right? And the idea is that everyone spends up to the salary cap, and then it's a competition, not necessarily about who has the best players, because we've all got great players now. Look, Sale have got great players, Northampton have got great players. You look down the league, I mean, you look at the bottom team in the league now, Leicester Tigers, they have amazing players. What the salary cap's going to do is force us to work out who the best teams are, who are the best coached, who have the best processes. So hopefully we're going to be seeing this sort of dogfight each and every year, which is absolutely brilliant. I mean, just to expand on that, I was looking at today's fixtures, and every one of those fixtures has something riding on it. Everyone has a backstory. You know, it's a fantastic league.
And I thought you don't see it really in any other league, do you? That level of competitiveness where literally on any given day, anyone can beat anyone. Maybe when Saracens are on their top form, they can do what they want.
Yeah,
but as you said, every game's got something on it. And looking back a little bit into the European stuff for Sale, the results obviously haven't been great. But I think we probably saw a blueprint against Exeter 2 weeks ago in that second half. How Sale wants to play with the intensity. Could have quite easily won that game.
Yeah, and actually I think one of the reasons that we did so well is because the injuries have forced our hand. For instance, you know, there are lads like Rob Webber. I think Rob Webber is one of the best hookers in the Premiership, but he's not available, which means you've got to start Acker, who is a fantastic starter, and then you bring in someone like Langdon. That to me looks like a lot better team and a lot better options coming off the bench rather than starting Acker and then having Rob. So weirdly, you're absolutely right. The injuries that we had for the Exeter game actually made us into a better team, particularly the game at the AJ Bell.
And another competition Sale have done well in this season is the Prem Cup. There's going to be a semi-final here in just over a month's time, February 7th against Saracens. Silverware's silverware at the end of the day. I think to get that first trophy in a few years would be really important. It's home semi-final, home final here as well if we get there. Yeah. That could be the springboard for the rest of the season. Yeah,
and the margins in the Premiership are so tight now. You need to basically get hold of anything which you can. I mean, if you win the Premiership Cup and you can build a narrative about your younger players advancing and having the overall squad depth, absolutely, it's an important competition.
And we saw, again, going back to the Exeter game again, the crowd, there's 12,000 here that day for that game. Maybe not as many today, but there's going to be a big crowd here. Is what we want. We want to see the AJ Bell full every week because it does get the players the fans behind the players.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, Sale is probably the Northwest's best kept secret. I mean, you talk about the football teams up here, you know, there's all the rugby league, but actually, for a match day experience, the AJ Bell is, in my mind, as good as it gets. The people who aren't coming are severely missing out. So if I had one request for Christmas, it's come down to the AJ Bell and give Sale Sharks a good go, because it's absolutely brilliant here.
I agree, JB. We're going to be back with JB in a bit. We're now going to go to a partner video. And welcome back to the AJ Bell Stadium. We're about 20 minutes to go till kickoff. Remember, there's going to be commentary of myself, Chris Malaband, and Josh Beaumont from 3 o'clock, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I've still got JB here with me. Now, JB, we're going to have a look at some of the matchups out there today. Okay. And you've picked up the back three as a particular something we can watch for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think one of the biggest improvements that Sale have made this year is the implementation of Simon Hammersley at fullback. This guy, he does what he does very, very, very well. Positionally, brilliant. And I think he's made an enormous difference, because we talk about all the South African imports, we talk about all the lads which have come in from overseas, but here is an English lad. He's come from Newcastle. He's been absolutely superb so far.
And again, someone like Byron McGuigan, who's probably having his best season in a while. He's really put those consistent performances in. He scored here against Gloucester, and then you've got Chris Ashton as well, and then Denny on the bench. So there's plenty of options there for Steve Diamond in that position.
Yeah, and I think you're right there. I mean, it's about options. So, you've got Denny, you've got Marland, and you've got Ashton. And, to a certain degree, they all bring something similar, which is, they've got that X factor, they're out-and-out finishers, they're wingers. In Byron McGuigan, I think they get something else. They get more work rate, they get more commitment, more heart. I mean, Byron is probably, out of all four of them, one of the less physically gifted. But he massively makes up for that with his work rate and attitude. And for me, he's one of my favourite players in Sale to watch. Because he does bring something else, and when you watch him play, you can see that intensity, that passion, that pride in his performance, which he brings week in, week out. So I'm a huge fan. And actually, if you were going to ask me, which you haven't, but you should, who should be marking Naivoro today? Well, I'm not saying Byron's going to be successful, but he'll give it a damn good go. So big fan of Byron.
And sort of moving in a bit, there's Rohan, he's playing 12, Sam James is playing 13. Is that the best combination you feel that Sale have got?
Look, the centre partnership here is really interesting. And it's in a way really unfortunate too. Because what you've got in Rohan and Sam James are two players who are simply irreplaceable. I mean, how do you go about replacing someone like Van Rensburg? The guy is absolute dynamite. He's a bulldozer. He could probably play loose-head prop, but actually, he is running around Premiership pitches, destroying people, and he's a unique talent. Likewise, you've got Sam James. Sam James makes the game of rugby look easy. His natural skill level is probably the highest in the entire squad. So whereas it's great to have these players, which it is, the problem you have is when they're not about, you really miss them because they are, like I said before, irreplaceable.
And I think the key matchup and the marquee matchup is that one at scrum half. Faf de Klerk against Cobus Raynac, World Cup winners, World Cup teammates. That's going to be something special today, isn't it?
In my opinion, that is a battle of equals. I mean, some people may have Faf shading it because of his experience, but if you overlook Raynac, that is a seriously big deal. And also, Raynac in this system which Northampton play, the boys dynamite. I mean, who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see. You need to be a braver man than me to call who is going to come out on top of that matchup.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be a great game. Remember, commentary coming up soon. But first, let's go back to another partner video.
Thanks, Ollie. Thanks, JB, for looking after that studio section for us. Merry Christmas to the pair of you. Ollie's going to be making his way over to commentary now, so that gives us the opportunity to get in there and let's talk to a couple of fans. So if you want to come with me quickly, let me just step over here. Wait! Nearly went then. Merry Christmas, everybody. So if you just come this way, Jamie, we're going to get stuck in and we're going to chat to a few people up here in the stands. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. How we doing? Merry Christmas. My camera's around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. You're on Sale Sharks TV, so no swearing or saying Northampton Saints are good. Are you looking forward to the game today?
Very much so, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Where have you guys come from? Where have you travelled from?
We're from Ramsbottom. Ramy. Belfast. Yeah.
I'm from Altrincham.
I'm up near Ramy as well, so good journeys, guys. Thank you for making the effort. We talk a lot about Christmas, and rugby at Christmas time is normally the halfway point of a season, but it's not this time because we've not played that many games. Are we demanding a massive win today? Do we need to prove a point? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, very much, yeah. I think the team they put out
Northampton at the top, beat Northampton today. It says a lot about us, yeah.
Yeah, you got to beat the teams above you. You're going to climb the table, so yeah.
We always talk as well about obviously being demanding because we've worked hard over the summer to build this squad, but we are leaving with losing bonus points sometimes as well. So I think we're probably in a better position than we potentially were last season, picking up what we do. How important, though, is that win to what we want to achieve? Top 4, is that where we want to be?
Yeah, got to get Europe again next season. That's it. That's the pinnacle of getting to Europe each year.
Absolutely, Europe is where we want to be, don't it? Yeah. How's the beer going down? Okay.
Struggling a bit of hangover today. Works due yesterday, so I'm just nursing this one.
So that's a true rugby commitment then, isn't it? Yeah, get it going again. We'll come and check you at half-time, see how you're getting on. Lads, listen, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good on you. Right, we're going to take a little walk down this way, guys. How are we doing? Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. We'll go and chat to a few other people. Ollie's there. Merry Christmas. You need to be getting over there. Merry Christmas, everybody. How are we doing? And Merry Christmas, Sale Sharks fan, Northampton Saints fan. Or is this a cruel joke and some Sale Sharks fans have put some Northampton kit on you?
No, you did play the theme from Jaws and it didn't end well for the Sharks in that, did it?
Well, absolutely, yeah, but, we're a tough bunch, to be fair. Thanks for travelling. It must be great to travel up.
They're fans, we came with them. It's down to them, it's their cruel joke that we're here. The community.
Helping the community, caring the community, they say.
If it's a good game, win, lose or draw, we're happy.
So you're happy win, losing or drawing. As a Sale Sharks fan, are you happy with losing or drawing?
It's only one way out, it's win, 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 win.
So it is a massive win for us today. We really need to set an example of what our idea is for the season and stuff as well. Northampton Saints sitting top of the table, which is great. You must be happy with that.
We're very happy with that, but it just depends which team turns up. We're a little bit hit and miss, very vulnerable down the 11 channel, but we don't defend well, but we do attack very, very well.
Right, thanks for the insight. I'll just let Dimes know that. He'll give us an insight. Dimes, down the 11th channel. Right, he's got that, thank you. Good stuff. Merry Christmas to you all. We'll speak to you again soon, all right? Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. How are we doing? Merry Christmas. Couple more fans here. Merry Christmas. You're on Sale Sharks TV there, so no swearing, okay? Merry Christmas, Mum and Dad. Are you looking forward to the game?
Yeah, definitely. Massive game.
Now, is that a Stockport hat? No. Which one?
It's Matt Hampson.
Oh, Matt Hampson, right, got you, of course, right. Looks a bit Stockporty, that's why I said it. Where have you guys travelled from? Marple. Marple in the house. A lovely club, Marple. I played there a few times, it's really good. What do we need to do here today, guys? We need a massive win?
Yeah, big battle between the nines. If Bath can control it, I think 22-20.
That's correct. Do we agree or disagree?
I think we might win by 7, but it'll be a battle.
I absolutely am, yeah, I agree with Dan.
And you were double part then for a minute. You had 2 bottles in your hands. What was that all about?
Just passed it along, didn't I?
Listen, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for stopping. Good on you. Merry Christmas, everyone. Bristol Bears here. Is that a cruel joke, or are you actually a Bristol Bears fan?
I'm from Bristol, so
there you go. Oh, so our commentator, Ollie, is a secret Bristol Bears fan, but we have to kind of punch it into him that he's got to commentate on behalf of Sale Sharks. What are you looking forward to most for this game today, as a neutral at the moment?
Chris Ashton scoring about 4, probably. Yeah, he's a Leicester fan, so...
Wow, that's brilliant. So have you come up from Leicester, or you live around here?
I live around here.
Well, thank you for coming to the games, guys. Yeah, there we go, right, yep.
I mean,
So, it is from Rotherham, that's good. Guys, what is it about rugby union that you love so much that you'll come to any old game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just good fun. It's always a really good atmosphere. It's something that kind of got us together in the first place. We've been to the Six Nations, been to the World Cup, been all over the place for it, so it's always good fun.
And who gets the most jip out of you three? Who gives it?
Definitely me, yeah.
May that change do you think?
He likes to stamp on us now, right? But we used to be good, right? Once upon a time.
Yeah, once upon a time.
You're absolutely right. We won't talk to you anymore. Listen, good luck. Merry Christmas. Keep your eyes on it. Thank you very much, lads. We're going to go. I'm going to come this way. Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody. So we're going to walk down this way. Come around this way. So we're going to come down this way here. So we'll try and chat to a few of these guys. Merry Christmas, guys. How you doing? You okay? Merry Christmas. You're on Sharks TV. Big win today needed, believe it or not. Is that we agree with that?
Certainly is a big win needed today, yeah.
We've got a good record, good home record against Northampton Saints, so let's hope we can keep it going.
We're definitely keeping our fingers crossed. Are we putting too much pressure on demanding wins now, or do we need to grow a little bit, or is now the right time to get these?
I think we need to be winning now. It's about 50-50 for the season. We need just to get our confidence up by getting ahead of that. Otherwise, it's going to feel like we're just creeping down after a good start.
Why do you guys keep coming back to these games? What's so great about standing in the freezing cold but standing in this stand? Why is it so good?
Well, we just love sport, and it's great watching the Sale lads, and it's great to see them every fortnight. And we've been up to Glasgow this year, I've been down to Worcester. It's great to follow them.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It's a great atmosphere all the time. It always delivers on the atmosphere. Win, lose or draw, there's always something to look forward to. Agreed?
There's enterprise. You can never tell, and I've been watching since they were back at Haywood Road, you can never tell quite what's going to happen.
That's what we love so much. Merry Christmas, gentlemen. Great to see you. Good luck. Speak to you soon. OK, we're going to go and hand over to Ollie shortly. I'm just going to check my times. Merry Christmas. Marple in the house again. We spoke to them earlier. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. We're going to go to a quick part of VT. We'll be back just in about a minute and a half's time. We'll see you shortly.
Lost forwards, and now here's the opportunity, and it's going to be a run in here for Sale. Here it is, a little kick pass out to Solomona. That could work. How can he finish? Denny Solomona, what's the bounce like? Slides in. That's a lovely score.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go and take you up to Ollie just as we're going past a couple of sales. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. You okay? Merry Christmas. Are you looking forward to the game?
We are. Aren't we?
Are we looking for a massive win, or we're scraping by just us, or do we need to set an example here?
We'd like a nice win, a good win today.
Solid performance is what we're looking. Merry Christmas. Solid performance, is that what we're after? A solid game?
Solid game, bonus point win. That'll be Merry Christmas to everyone.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone. Great shout. Merry Christmas, everybody. How are we doing? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. How are we doing? So we'll just take a walk over here. So these games, just let you go through, mate. Off you go. So these games are really important. As we said before, it's a crunch game for us. We need to win this game. We're looking for this setting this example for the season against Northampton Saints is important. I'm here now with Ollie and Chris. Merry Christmas, Ollie. Merry Christmas, Chris. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Over to Ollie, get your headphones on, be professional, remember. Yeah, listening all the time. Chris, over to you, my friend.
Afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the AJ Bell Stadium. Northampton Saints arrive here top of the Guinness Premiership table. A real test for Steve Diamond's side. Diamond has said this match is like a cup final for us. Perhaps that might sound early in the season to be saying that as we reach round 6 of a 22-round campaign, but that important is how much Steve Diamond is putting on this particular fixture. He knows his side need to win this today at home to show they have got serious top 4 credentials. Well, Diamond names a side which is much changed from the team who lost at Exeter last week in the European Challenge Cup. There are only 5 survivors from that game. So only Sam James, Byron McGuigan, James Phillips, Jono Ross and Tom Curry who were in action in the West Country start. But it is a team which is probably close to the strongest one that Diamond could field right now. Sale have Simon Hammersley at fullback. On the wings, Chris Ashton and Byron McGuigan. Sam James and Rowan Janssen van Rensburg are in the centre. Rob Dupree and Faf du Clerc are reunited at half-back. It's all change in the front row from the team who lost at Sandy Park. Cooney Oosthuizen, Akker van der Merwe and Will Griff John are the tight 3. Bryn Evans and James Phillips in the engine room. Jono Ross, Tom Curry and Dan Dupree are the back row. The bench for the Sale Sharks, Curtis Langdon, the replacement hooker, Ross Harrison, Jake Cooper-Woolley, Matt Postlethwaite, Ben Curry, Will Cliff, AJ McGinty and Denny Solomona. Northampton Saints have actually had to make a couple of late changes due to a combination of illness and injury. Tom Wood, who is listed to play at blindside Franca today, is ill. So Courtney Laws moves to number 6 and into the second row from the bench comes Api Ratuniarawa. Here's the Northampton team in full. George Furbank is at full-back. Tom Collins and Takili Nayaravoro are on the wings. Matt Proctor and Rory Hutchinson are in the centres. And it's Cobus Reinach and Dan Bigger at half-back. The front row for Northampton, Alex Waller, their co-captain, Mike Hayward and Aaron Painter. Alex Moon and Api Ratuniarawa in the second row. Courtney Laws, Lewis Ludlam and Taimana Harrison, their co-captain, form the back row. Sam Matavesi, Francois Van Wyk, Owen Franks, a late substitution for Paul Hill, form the front row replacements. Lewis Bean gives ballast for the second row. Mitch Eady is the loose forward replacement. And then the backs on the bench, Connor Tupai, Piers Francis and RC Tuala. Alongside me in the commentary box this afternoon is Ollie Lathrop. And Ollie, the table toppers in town, it couldn't get much more difficult, you'd think, for Sale Sharks.
No, Chris, it's going to be a brilliant game. Northampton are having a great season, they're top of the table. It's going to be a really tough game for Sale, you know, 6th at the moment. Things haven't quite gone to plan, but there's been some positives. But as you've said, Northampton are on good form in the Premiership. Only lost once, which was against Bath. So Sale are going to have to be at their best. But we saw some good signs against Exeter 2 weeks ago here. And Northampton don't have a great record at the AJ Bell Stadium. So I'm sure Steve Diamond, John Ross and the rest of the Sale team will have some confidence there they can get the win today.
Steve Diamond in the press conference in midweek, Ollie, described this as like a cup final for us. Hyperbole or a fair reflection?
Perhaps it was a tad exaggerated, but I get where Steve was coming from. You know, things haven't quite gone to plan. Only 2 wins out of 5 in the Premiership. And you do want to start building some momentum. I know we've only played 5 games, but if you can win today, go to Bath next week and get a result, and then come back here against Harlequins, you can really build that momentum and get up the table, like Sale did last season, winning 3 on the bounce over Christmas. So I get where Steve's coming from, and I think, you know, a win today can really push forward the side and get them moving up that table.
JP Doyle is our referee as Rob Dupree gets us underway, launching that ball deep into the Northampton 22, and it's spilt straight away by Api Ratuniarawa, and that means that Sale have the benefit of possession early on. Akker van der Merwe with 6 tries already this season, driving forward. De Klerk then popping a ball up short to Tom Curry. Sale fans find their voice in these early stages. Jono Ross takes the ball on the crash. Here is De Klerk with a short pop pass, trying to see how his forwards can give himself a platform to work from at 9 in front of the posts in the Northampton 22. Here's Hammersley into the line, looking to thread Janssen van Rensburg through. It goes Curry. Curry's got McGuigan to his left. Wide left now, 15 yards inside from touch. And it's a penalty given to the Sale Sharks after that sustained early pressure. And a really positive opening from the home side, Ollie.
Yeah, great start there, Chris. I think Steve Diamond would be delighted with that. Played with real intensity, some some real great carries from the likes of Aka van der Merwe, piercing that Northampton defence, and Northampton forced to commit the penalty with Sale deep inside their 22.
Early statement of intent from Rob Dupree, kicking that ball into touch rather than going for the 3 points. Perhaps a surprise in the very first minute of the game. Now then, line out, a key set piece today for Sale, something they've been working on a lot in training, not always functioned beautifully so far this season. Can van der Merwe find his throw? Here comes van der Merwe's throw. Will Sale win the ball, but it's scrappy, and important that McGuigan tidies this up, and he does so. De Klerk pops it short. De Klerk goes back, digging at the bottom of the ruck. Finds van der Merwe. Van der Merwe brought down on the 22. Sale looking to drive forward again with the second phase of ruck. JP Doyle in his bright pink shirt having a good look at this, but De Klerk has got the ball at the base of that ruck and pops it short. John O'Ross drives it forward, gets support from Kuni Oosthuizen, but Sale struggling to make real inroads. Just a couple of yards inside the Northampton 22. Janse van Rensburg takes the ball on the crash, makes a good half break. He's half through, and then De Klerk fumbles but wins a penalty. Northampton offside at the ruck. There's a bit of afters with Dan Dupree getting involved. Just squaring up and having some early exchanges with Alex Moon. But it's Sale who are going to have the penalty bang in front of the posts. And I wonder if this time Rob Dupree might elect to go for the sticks.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Chris. You know, that first one didn't quite come to fruition. The line-out was a bit scrappy and it put Sale on the back foot, but they recovered well there. Some good phases. Janse van Rensburg making that initial burst, but to no avail. And I think Sale will be very happy here to kick the points and move into an early lead.
Northampton this afternoon in rather odd-looking kit, a kind of grey shirt. Best described as grey, although hard to tell from here really whether it might be kind of light blue and white thin stripes, together with green shorts and grey socks. It almost looks like a kit where they've forgotten half of it and have had to borrow one. Certainly no sign of the traditional green, gold and black, but here is Rob Dupree kicking towards the south stand from left to right as we look out from the west stand in the first half. Dupree stands over this kick. Should be bread and butter for him. Indeed it is. And Rob Dupree in the 4th minute kicks Sale to a deserved early 3-point lead.
Yep, Sale will be absolutely delighted with that, Chris. Lots of intensity in that opening 4 minutes, lots of high intensity carrying, forcing Northampton onto the back foot. Northampton forced to concede a couple of penalties, and in the end it was a relatively easy kick for Rob Dupree to slot over and give Sale an early lead.
So Dan Biggar, the Welsh outside half, with the restart for Northampton. First time they've been in Sale's half, and Bryn Evans makes a good claim on the 22 for the Sale Sharks. De Klerk digging away at the bottom of this ruck. It looks like Sale have secured clean ball. De Klerk with one of his trademark box kicks off his left foot. Up the touchline it goes, and in from his wing comes Tom Collins for Northampton. Makes a clean catch on halfway, and Northampton look to try and put some phases together for the first time. Lewis Ludlam, the England flanker, working hard in and around the breakdown to try and secure that ball. Ludlam up against Tom Curry today, and there's a mistake in midfield and Sale can reclaim possession. Kicked through by Sam James. Chris Ashton in hot pursuit. George Furbank across from fullback for Northampton Saints, but is tackled inside his in-goal area to force the 5-metre scrum, and Furbank tussling with Van Rensburg. Bit of afters there. Good break from Sale after an interception in midfield. Sensible kick ahead from Sam James. Ashton put on the afterburners, but it was Furbank covering. He managed to avert the try, but Sale do force the 5-metre scrum because Furbank took it back inside his in-goal area.
It just shows, Chris, what turnover ball can do. Sale turned it over there on midfield. Sam James put in a brilliant kick. It stopped just short of the line, and Ashton was there to push Furbank over the line to give Sale the 5-metre scrum. And I think these first 6 minutes are going to be absolutely delighted from a Sale perspective. They play with so much intensity, and Northampton have really struggled to get a foothold in the game.
So it's going to be a Sale scrummage, 5 metres out. Real opportunity here for Sale to really impose their authority early on this one. Dan Dupree waits at the back of the scrum. 3 tries already to his name in a Sale shirt. His first appearance after a month out with concussion. The Sale scrum has been solid so far this season. Can they take advantage here? Decent pressure from Northampton though in the scrum, and Northampton have stolen the ball. De Klerk couldn't secure it. The ball squirted out from the side. Van der Merwe couldn't get a clean heel on that, and very disappointing from a Sharks perspective, because Northampton have stolen that scrum against the head and against the odds perhaps. Kobus Reinach can secure ball, the South African scrum half, known so well to Faf de Klerk, and vice versa, having been the two Springbok scrum halves on World Cup duty in Japan. And Reinach goes back to Dan Biggar, who thumps the ball out of play. Quickly taken line out by Chris Ashton though from the Sale 10-metre line, restarts the Sale attack, but Ashton is bundled into touch about 10 yards outside the Northampton 22. Plenty of intent from the Sale Sharks, but it's going to be a Northampton Saints line out 10 yards or so outside their own 22.
Yeah, a bit of frustration there for Sale. I think a scrum in the Northampton 22. It was a good chance to build something, an attacking platform. It didn't quite go to plan. Northampton turned it over, cleared their lines, and after Chris Ashton took that one quickly, they'll eventually get the line out themselves just outside their 22, and I'm sure they'll be looking to try and get a foothold in the game.
Mike Hayward throws the line out successfully for Northampton, with Courtney Laws gathering the ball. The British Lion, always a solid line out presence, and that gives Northampton decent quality ball, but still inside their own half, looking to try and just get a clean exit here. And it's Laws given the ball short, who's tackled by Kuni Oosthuizen, number 1 today for Sale. I've seen him in action on both the loose and the tight head, but it's the loose head today where Oosthuizen is given his chance. Ross Harrison is on the bench. Here is de Klerk to Dupree. Dupree's kick over the top. Plenty of space that Dupree is able to exploit, but Furbank can go back and hammer that one up the touchline. But JP Doyle, the referee, with a sharp blast on his whistle, is going to bring play right back to the halfway line. He had seen an earlier infringement. Faf de Klerk getting an explanation from referee Doyle, and it's going to be a Sale Sharks penalty for offside. And Northampton at the moment, Ollie, after 9 minutes, struggling to get any sort of foothold.
Yes, we're all Sale, Chris. You know, lots of penalties from the Saints, and I think Chris Boyd will just want them to settle down a little bit. They've been indisciplined all over the park, and Sale are really on top at the moment. But I think the key thing for Sale, is we saw this against Gloucester early in the season, is making sure you take your chances, because we saw in that game as well it can all change in the second half. So I think it's important now, another attacking opportunity to make sure that we come away with some points.
Yes, vital that Sale take advantage of this territorial gain that they have in the opening 9 minutes. They've put 3 points on the board so far. Steve Diamond will be very keen that that tally is added to significantly. Northampton bound to have their own phases of dominance as this game continues. Now, Van der Merwe, second line out of the afternoon. First one was okay, but that's much cleaner. Bryn Evans making a clean catch in the middle, and now Tom Curry coming away with it. Popped up by de Klerk for Dan Dupree. Decent recycling from the Sale pack. Rucking quickly, and Dupree with quick ball is able to release Rob Dupree. Decent pass from Rob Dupree to his brother Dan, who then fumbles it in the tackle. Bad mistake from the Sale number 8, and Sale cough up possession on the 22. So Northampton will have the chance to clear with Reinach, but that's a poor pass from Reinach, and Ashton is in, out of nowhere. Kobus Reinach's pass is telegraphed. He was trying to bring in winger Tekeli Nayaravoro, but it was Ashton who read it, and Ashton who ran in unopposed. Sale 8, Northampton 0.
You could see Chris Ashton was looking at Reinach as he went for the pass, and he just picked it off. It was such good reading from Ashton. He collected the ball and ran in to score. It looks like Rob Dupree has just taken the quick conversion, and is that going to count? I'm not sure. JP Doyle's making him take it again. It doesn't look like it's going to be checked for an offside, so it looks like the try will stand, and Sale have an 8-0 lead.
6th try of the season for flying wing Chris Ashton. He goes level with Aka van der Merwe as the leading Sale try scorer, and Rob Dupree is going to be made to take the conversion again. Well, a really positive start from Sale, but a basic error from Cobus Reinach there, Ollie, for someone of his quality and experience.
Yeah, you would have thought he'd have known someone like Ashton would be praying in and around the breakdown, and Ashton just picked him off. And we could see from our commentary position, Chris Ashton was looking at Cobus Reinach, waiting for the pass, and he just picked it off very easily and ran into score. That's a big, big error from Reinach, and not one you'd expect from someone of his quality.
Dupria stands over this conversion then. And once more, hammers it between the posts. No mistake from Rob Dupria. And Sale, well, it's the perfect start, really. We've been playing for 12 minutes here at the AJ Bell Stadium. And it's Sale Sharks 10, league leaders Northampton Saints 0.
Yeah, Chris, good kick there from Dupria to convert, and a very confident start all over the park. Dupria's kicked well from hand and off the tee, and this is a perfect start for Sale. 12 minutes in, 10-0, just what the doctor ordered.
Dan Bigger once more with the restart, but again, Sale secure. Clean and straightforward ball from the kickoff. Northampton have had no real opportunity to impose themselves on this game at all thus far. Excellent opening 12.5 minutes from Steve Diamond's men as de Klerk clears downfield, taking play back to the Sale 10-metre line. Good crowd in at the AJ Bell this afternoon. Printerland stand opposite. The east is probably 85 to 90% full. Good numbers in the terrace behind the post to our right at the south end. The north stand always the quietest here, but still probably about a third full. And the west stand, from which Ollie and I are commentating, as well populated as ever. So good to see the crowds are coming out before Christmas for this festive fixture here at the AJ Bell, and certainly the majority will have enjoyed the opening that their side have made. Northampton, though, clean in possession from the line out, look to try and release their backs for the first time, as in straight away comes Api Ratini-Yarawa, the Fijian lock, to try and add his bulk to the midfield. And it's going to be the first penalty of the afternoon to the Northampton Saints. Sale penalised at the ruck, and a chance for Dan Bigger to either go for goal or send his side down into the corner and set up an attacking line. That looks like Bigger is going to go for the latter. He did have a look at a potential cross-field kick to winger Nayaravoro. The Fijian had signalled for the ball, but Bigger electing to keep it a bit more orthodox. Kicks to the corner, sends his side into the Sale 22 for the first time. And this is a decent position for the Saints.
Yeah, their first real chance here, Chris. They haven't done much so far, Northampton, but that penalty there, which I believe came from tackling in the air at the line-out, gave Northampton this chance. They're just inside the Sale 22 now, and I'm sure they know that it's important they get a foothold in this game and come away with something here, as the line-out just is won by them.
Decent win from Ratini-Yarawa at the line-out, giving his side possession. Laws then drives forward up to the Sale 22. First real threat from the league leaders now, as Ross and Curry go in, doubling up in the tackle. But still, Northampton retain possession. Aaron Painter, their young tight head, takes the next ball short. Now Alex Moon, their giant lock forward, drives it up. But the Sale defensive line holding strong, and Northampton are struggling to get over the 22-metre line despite multiple phases of pressure. Here's Moon, again taking it short, but the Sale defensive line remains solid. Reinach, then to Hutchinson, and inside centre for Northampton. Reinach again, this time elects to go himself and is penalised. The Sale defence as Reinach tries to go through. So a bit of intent from Northampton. First time we've really seen them on the front foot. A penalty is the consequence from referee JP Doyle, and an opportunity here for Dan Bigger to pull back 3 points.
Yeah, it's very clever from Cobus Reinach there, Chris. He saw Bryn Evans was standing just to the side of the ruck. He picked the ball up and ran straight into him. We have seen some refs now sort of pick up on that and see that scrum halves are sort of trying to win the penalty there. But it was fairly evident there that Bryn Evans wasn't moving out of the way, and an easy chance here for Dan Bigger to reduce the arrears for Northampton.
It's become a bit of a grey area, hasn't it, from a Law's point of view, because technically speaking, clearly Evans was in an offside position there. But if a player knowingly runs at a man rather than at the space, as you say, it does become a little bit cynical, doesn't it? And it might be one for World Rugby to have a little bit of a look at, because it's almost becoming a technical offence rather than a clear obstruction.
Well, I think you see some referees, like Wayne Barnes quite often lets that one go because he sees that, you know, that the scrum half is trying to buy a penalty, and I think
yes,
different referees are going to have a different interpretation. Obviously there, JP Doyle thinks that Bryn Evans is standing in an offside position, but there's a sort of moral of the game to come out of it as well. Should Scrum House be doing that?
Yes, I agree. Question about the spirit of the laws, perhaps. Here is Dan Biggar, though, the Welsh international fly half, with his first opportunity of the afternoon. Bang in front from the 22. You'd expect a man of his proven goal-scoring quality to land that penalty, and indeed, that is the result. So 3 points back for the Northampton Saints in the 17th minute here at the AJ Bell Stadium. We're listening to Sharks Live, and it is Sale Sharks 10, Northampton Saints 3 as Rob Dupree restarts. And Dan Biggar returns that with interest downfield. Finding touch and quick throw in from Simon Hammersley finds Faf de Klerk. De Klerk accelerates over the Sale 10-metre line, puts up a big up and under, which Hammersley pins back his ears to chase. Furbank, though, is solid underneath that, and Northampton, through Cobus Reinach, can launch the ball downfield again. Clean catch from Sam James, who dropped back in at fullback temporarily. Sam James then kicks himself, trying to land it over Furbank's head and bounce it into touch, and that's a really good kick from Sam James. James saw the space and got his distance absolutely right, landing that about 6 inches or so inside the touch line. It's going to be a Northampton line out, 20 metres or so from their own line.
What a brilliant kick, Chris. Sam James picked his spot, and it looked at one stage it was going to go straight out on the 4. I think a couple of the Northampton forwards tried to dupe the touch judge into thinking it had, but it definitely bounced infield. And Northampton now back in their 22 again, where most of this game has been played so far, and a chance here for Sale to attack this line out.
Mike Hayward, for so many years understudy to Dylan Hartley at Northampton, now their first choice hooker, looks to try and make sure his side secure clean ball, and Courtney Laws, as ever, the go-to man in a pressure line out, takes that comfortably in the middle, sets it back for Cobus Reinach to work with at scrum half, and Reinach then makes a mess of the kick. It's charged down and then spilt, and good work from Connie Oosthuizen keeps it alive. Van Rensburg is almost then through the middle. Can Sale take advantage again of another Northampton error? Here's Dupree, and then Hammersley on the break. Can't hold on. Knock on by Simon Hammersley. Uncharacteristic from the Sale full-back as he joined the line. And that opportunity expires. It'll be a scrum with Northampton having the put in.
Well, Cobus Reinach's having a bit of a disaster so far, Chris. We spoke in the lead-up to the game about the duel between him and Faf de Klerk at scrum half, but he's just had a kick charge down there, and he's put his team on the back foot, and Sale weren't quite able to capitalise. Simon Hammersley there knocking on. Unusual for him, as you said. He's usually so reliable, but I think Steve Diamond will be pleased with the sort of intensity his team are playing at. They're getting in the faces of Northampton, and they're not giving them an inch, shown by the interception try for Ashton, and of course that charge down there. So I think there's lots of positives to take from this first 20 minutes for Sale, and they're still in the Northampton half, and they can cause some more trouble here.
Steve Diamond, though, I'm sure will be frustrated that his side haven't been able to take more of the opportunities that they've created so far in this game. He said in midweek it was vital that they put their chances away, and thus far, well, they've done that on one occasion thanks to Chris Ashton's quick thinking and astute awareness, but apart from that, haven't always been able to take the chances that have been gifted to them. And Northampton, having coughed up a couple of errors, will be pleased that they are still very much in touch. But as you mentioned, Ollie, this is still a decent field position for Sale. Northampton having to put into their scrum under significant pressure, but they do win a free kick. JP Doyle penalising the Sale front row for pushing early. And this free kick will give Dan Biggar the chance to release the pressure and hammer the ball downfield, and hammer the ball he does. Goodness me, that was a howitzer of a kick, which takes his team from their 22 to between the Sale 10-metre and the Sale 22, and certainly shifts the emphasis from defence to attack for the Saints.
Well, he really went for it all there, Dan Biggar. He didn't just go for the conservative kick up to halfway. He really tried to pin Sale back as far as possible, and he's put them back sort of in between their 10-metre line and 22, and that's why you want someone like Dan Biggar in your team. So much quality with his kicking, off the tee and in hand, and now the field is reversed.
Decent throw from Van der Merwe. So Sale have secured 3 out of 3 so far on their own ball at the line out. That will please Dorian West, I'm sure, and will be a relief for Van der Merwe as he looks to just sharpen up that bit of his all-round game, which has been so good in loose play, as Sale win a penalty and de Klerk takes it quickly. Now Sam James up towards halfway. Hammersley's got Ashton to his right, trying to find the pass. Couldn't manage to get it away. Does manage to recycle on the Northampton 10. De Klerk to Dan Duprier, crashing up the middle, getting support from Tom Curry, but it's de Klerk who's penalised for playing the ball on the floor. And it's going to be a Northampton penalty on their 10-metre line.
And we saw what Van der Klerk's all about. They're taking that penalty really quickly, and Sale got it out to their backs, and they made some good ground. Hammersley taking it into the Northampton half, but just a run and got isolated. I think it might have been Will Griff-John down on the floor there, penalised for holding on, I think, and Lewis Ludlam doing the work, and a chance here for Northampton. But Bigger hasn't found touch, and Hammersley keeps it in, and a chance here for Sale.
Hammersley doing well to stop that one go out of play. And then Van der Klerk claiming he was inside his 22 and clearing that ball straight into touch. The touch judge on this near side, Anthony Woodthorpe, declining that and saying no, de Klerk was on the edge of the 22 when he hit that, and therefore he's hit it straight out. And back we come for the line out from the point at which de Klerk cleared the ball. De Klerk in ongoing dialogue, taking a TMO referral of at what point de Klerk made contact with the ball, and de Klerk's protestations are rewarded with a decision being reversed, that he was in fact just inside his 22, and that moves play up to just over the halfway line.
That's what the technology's there for, Chris, and we could see that it was just inside the 22. JP Doyle makes the clever decision to move the line out back to where it should be, and then, of course, now Northampton have the line out just inside their own half. I don't think Dan Bigger was particularly happy about it, but I don't think he'd have no complaints there. It was just inside the Sale 22.
So, line out for the Northampton Saints, which Mike Hayward throws, and once more Courtney Laws for the third time this afternoon rises highest to secure the ball, and now there's a chance for Northampton to break. Rory Hutchinson, what a break this is from the young Scot. Hutchinson, is he going to go all the way? He's run over 40 metres, terrific burst from Hutchinson, and Northampton from nowhere putting real pressure on the Sale line. It was like the parting of the waves as Hutchinson sprinted through there, pulled up 5 metres short. JP Doyle with a sharp blast on the whistle brings play to a halt. It really was an electrifying burst from the Scottish centre, the breakthrough player of the year last year for Northampton, showing very much what he's about. And JP Doyle in discussions with Dan Bigger. We wait to see the outcome of his decision here on who gets the verdict of the put in. Doyle in lengthy discussion still with Bigger, but what a scorching break from Rory Hutchinson, Ollie.
Well, we know he's got the quality, Chris. He's shown it so much this year, and that's why Northampton have scored the most points in the league and the most tries. They've got players like that can cause trouble, and I thought he was going to score, but to be fair to Chris Ashton, he got across really quickly, made the tackle, as we just see in front of us now in the replays. A great tackle from Ashton, stopping Hutchinson short of his line, and Sale were eventually penalised. But good cover defence there from Sale, but they've got more defending to do now.
Line out, which is secured by Alex Moon for Northampton Saints. Chance of a pushover try here potentially. Sale trying to hold up this maul, but Northampton making progress, just a couple of metres short. Bodies go to ground. Can Northampton force their way over, or will the Sale defence be strong enough to hold them out? Looks just short, or has it been given? Yes, it has. Lewis Ludlam, the man who got it down. The Northampton Saints, number 7, and the Sale pack couldn't withstand the pressure, and the Hutchinson break carved open the Sale defence. From the resulting penalty, the line out ultimately led to a drive from which Ludlam drove over, and Northampton Saints are right back in this one now after 25 minutes. It's Sale Sharks 10, Northampton 8.
Well, it was good work from Northampton off the maul, and they eventually came forward, and Could there be a knock on there? I don't think so. There might be some downward pressure there. I do think he probably has just got it down, but again, it was good work from Northampton. It was a very, very strong drive off them all. They picked off the back and they went over to score. But I think JB Doyle is going to have a look at it. It's a real difficult one to see. We're probably going to need to see another angle of it. But this try might not be given.
Well, the TMO is David Grasshoff this afternoon, and what David Grasshoff's got to check as we look at the replay ourselves is, was the ball over the line and was it cleanly grounded? Now, JP Doyle is happy and he has given the try. Well, it was close, but I think that probably was just about the right decision. Worth a check, though.
Yeah, it was very close, Chris. It was a really tough decision there for JP Doyle. I think he probably has just made the right decision, but it's interesting watching the game last night as well. A similar kind of situation, the try wasn't given. So, interpretation for a referee can be key, but I think there was enough downward pressure there on the line to give the try. And of course, Northampton now are back in the game.
Dan Biggar stands over this conversion. Wide out on the right-hand side. About as tough as it gets for a right-footed kicker. Biggar standing over this kick to level the scores. Looks a decent connection. What about the angle? Yes, he's got it. Really good kick from Dan Biggar. Looked a decent strike when it left his foot, and he had his angle right too. And it's all square at the AJ Bell after 26 minutes. Sale Sharks 10, Northampton Saints 10.
A lovely kick from Biggar there, and he's put in some lovely kicks all around the park so far. He's having a good game, and that's why you pay players like that the big money, because those points could make a difference at the end of the game. And I think now Sale just want to settle down. Such a good start, and Northampton have come back into it. So these next 15 minutes before half-time are going to be key as Kearney Oosthuizen puts in a massive hit on Dan Biggar.
Spiralling restart from Rob Dupree going up the middle, but as Ollie mentions, Dan Biggar securing the possession for Northampton, and it is they who will have the chance to clear their lines as Furbank drops back into the pocket should Reinach want to use him, but Reinach looks to go for a Faf de Klerk style box kick, sends it high, and Simon Hammersley gets away, and Hammersley's almost through. Here goes de Klerk, chance for Sale here. Dupree brought down on the 22. De Klerk digs it out quickly, finds Van der Merwe. Van der Merwe looking for support, goes to ground, and de Klerk digs it out from the next ruck. Janse van Rensburg then drives it up towards the 22. Sale looking to bounce back after conceding 10 unanswered points. De Klerk once more, looking to set Sale moving. Finds Dan Dupree in his trademark orange boots, but the Northampton defensive line just outside their 22 is strong. Rob Dupree to McGuigan in from his left wing. Once more, Faf de Klerk digging away and releasing John O'Ross on the crash. De Klerk trying to get quick ball. It's slightly delayed. And here goes Janse van Rensburg again through the middle. Sale with the backs lined up to the right of the ruck. Here is Sam James, 10 yards or so in from the right touchline. Ashton trying to support him. Sale doing enough to keep possession at that ruck, despite the best efforts of Ludlam and Harrison working away to try and secure it. Now it's Ross, but Sale being forced backwards by this Northampton defensive line as they drop back almost to the Northampton 10-metre line, having been on the 22. Here it goes. Ashton in from his right wing, trying to change it up for Sale. Back with de Klerk to Will Griff John. John to Rob Dupree, to Oosthuizen, up to the 10-metre. Once more it's de Klerk. De Klerk likes to kick this time, doesn't really get the bounce he wants, and George Furbank runs forward, calls for the mark. But a shrill blast from JP Doyle suggests that Sale have been given a penalty for offside, and this will give Rob Dupree the chance to either take Sale back into the lead or kick to the corner. Solid attempt though, Ollie, defensively there from the Saints to quell the best efforts of Sale to try and break through.
Yeah, good work there from Northampton. Sale did well to start with, and bursting through with Hammersley, but it looks like that burst is going to cost him his place in the game. He's coming off with an injury. Denny Solomona coming on, so I imagine we'll see Chris Ashton go to full-back and Solomona slotting on the wing.
Yeah, Ashton started a game at full-back earlier in the season in the Premiership Rugby Cup campaign. Byron McGuigan, of course, has also played full-back, so we'll have to just see, but I think you're probably going to be right. That is a loss to lose Hammersley after 30 minutes. And Hammersley, having started 12 of Sale's 14 matches at full-back this season, has been Mr. Reliable, so I'm sure Steve Diamond will be hoping that that injury is not too serious. So Dupree will go for goal as we move past 30 minutes at the AJ Bell. 10 points all, this match finally poised. Can Dupree put Sale back in front? Right-footed, just outside the 22. Has he pushed that? Yes, he has. So the first missed kick of the afternoon from Rob Dupree. Disappointing miss, really. I think he'd have been hopeful of landing that penalty, and Sale have nothing to show for that multi-phase of play.
Yeah, disappointing kick there from Dupree, just fading to the right, and it's a couple of times this season he's missed kicks from a similar position, and yeah, a chance wasted there for Sale.
Dan Bigger with the restart. Chris Ashton in at fullback, as Ollie suggested. Now bursting forward for Sale, but bundled out of play by Rory Hutchinson. Just inside Northampton's territory. It will be a throw into the visitors as we move into the last 9 minutes of the first half.
It's almost been a sort of in the 30 minutes so far, it's been a game of halves in itself. The first 15 minutes it was all Sale getting over with that try through Ashton, but since then Northampton have really grown into the game, led by Bigger, who's kicked well, and his defence has been solid as well. And now they have another chance here, Northampton, just inside their own half to try and build another attacking platform.
Strong Northampton line out once more, with Ratani Yarawa securing that ball, and Northampton can break forward with Reinach into the Sale half. Recycled by Harrison at 8. In comes Nayaravoro in from his wing, looking for work. He's been a spectator so far, the big Australian winger, and now deciding to take matters into his own hands and get involved in the middle of the park. And Northampton with some momentum going through the phases, and at the Sale 10-metre line. Reinach looking at options left and right. He's just right of centre at the moment. He pops it short and brings in Matt Proctor, the All Black centre. Bigger to Hutchinson. Hutchinson with those dancing feet again, tries to wind his way through the Sale midfield. He almost got through, but better defensive line from Sale this time. Keep the Scot shackled, and Sale working hard around the fringes to try and stop Northampton making progress, but it's a good kick through from Bigger, which takes his side up to the Sale 22, where the Sharks will have their own line out with 8 minutes to play in the first half.
I think Bigger just decided there, Chris, that he'd had enough. Northampton were going backwards. Sale were defending quite well. Byron McGuigan put a great tackle in, so Bigger just thought, let's get the territory, get back into that Sale 22 and put boot to ball. It's quite a good kick. It probably hasn't pinned Sale back as far as he would have liked, but Sale is still on their own 22 line and will need to exit well here.
Van der Merwe prepares to throw, goes to the front. Dan Dupree claims that one for the home side. Decent clean ball for Faf de Klerk. Not yet released from the back of that maul, and de Klerk with a left-footed box kick goes up the line. Sees it fielded by Nayaravoro. An attempted kick through is loose, and Sale can pick up possession with Sam James, who tries a deft chip himself. Matt Proctor fields it for Northampton and evades James's follow-up tackle. Here goes Proctor, looking to scamper through the midfield, and he brings in Nayaravoro. This is real trouble for Sale. Nayaravoro is tackled by Faf de Klerk, who was the last man, and Sale survive. Sam James then launching the ball downfield and getting Sale out of trouble. Well, Nayaravoro, he's a man who brings significant threat, and as he burst through, almost resplendent of Jonah Lomu in his pomp, it was de Klerk, last man back, who did enough to stop the progress of the Australian, and Sale can scramble it away.
More great cover defence there from Sale. I thought Nayaravoro was through after a great offload from Matt Proctor. Some absolute class shown from the All Black international, but Sale recovered well. They turned the ball over, and another good kick from Sam James to clear their lines.
Laws secures the ball from the line out for Northampton. Nayaravoro back in play again. Here goes Reinach. Reinach running at Solomona. Solomona manages to get a tackle in. Reinach cuts back inside, and Northampton showing a real attacking threat at the end of this half. They're the division's leading try scorers for a reason, but that kick through on this occasion from Hutchinson is not his best, and McGuigan, though fumbling it the first time, can tidy it up for Sale. The ball went backwards from the Scot, and this should give Sale the chance to put the ball back to Rob Dupree and give him the chance to clear. Instead, though, it's popped short, and John O'Ross drives forward. Sale still inside their own 22, but stemming the best that Northampton can throw at them so far. De Klerk elects to kick for touch and manages to find a good touch halfway inside his own half.
Again, Chris, Northampton showing all their class. We can see why they're top of the Premiership, scoring all these points. It was a set move off that line out, and it was Reinach this time who went bursting through, but it looked initially if he'd beaten Solomona, but Solomona did just get his hands on him, and Sal managed to cover well again, which has been a strength of the game so far. The cover defence has been good, even if those initial gaps have been found.
Hayward's throw, Laws secures, Reinach, bigger. Knocked on though in the tackle. JP Doyle letting it go. Surely that was knocked forward. And Doyle eventually blasting his whistle, actually giving a penalty against Northampton for offside. Beyond the knock-on that was made. Well, it's been a very lively opening 36, Ollie, hasn't it? We haven't had too many real periods of play where there's been nothing happening. Both sides have offered threat. Both sides have come close to adding to the scores that they have managed to put on the board.
Yeah, it's been a really great game, Chris. Both teams have tried to play rugby, which is always nice. I think at this time of year it can be a bit harder, of course, with the weather around. But although it's cold, it's dry, and it is good conditions for rugby. And I think we've seen that. Sale have done that quite well. And obviously in these last 15, 20 minutes, Northampton have shown, I know we've said it before, they've shown why they are top of the table. They show some lovely touches, especially in their back line. And now the onus is on Sale to settle down. There's still 10-all, 3 minutes to go. They've got the ball here in the Northampton half, so there's a chance here, if they can, to get that final score before half-time.
Van der Merwe will throw 5 metres or so inside Northampton territory. Not sure it was the straightest line out you'll ever see, and yes, JP Doyle, I think rightly, picking up Aka van der Merwe for a crooked throw. That's going to give Northampton a scrum, and frustrating that, I'm sure, for the Sale coaching staff, Ollie, because they've spoken all week about how important the line out is, and poor execution there towards the end of this first half.
Yeah, it's a shame really, because the line-out before that it's been quite good. I think all the line-outs before that have been won, and just not quite straight there. And that can happen when you're feeling particularly not confident at an area. It can go wrong, but hopefully Aka's got to address that now, make sure he turns that around and get the next one right.
So scrum to Northampton, just inside their own half. Reinach will put in. A lot of movement in the scrum before the ball was put in. JP Doyle not penalising either side and looking just to reset things. Some of the fans looking to beat the queues at half-time with just 2 minutes and 20 seconds or so to play. Don't forget you can get in touch with us using the hashtag SharksLive throughout the broadcast. Really good to hear from you wherever you may be listening, particularly if you are an exiled Sale Sharks fan listening overseas to our commentary this afternoon, going out through the social media platforms. If you're just joining us, it's Sale Sharks 10, Northampton Saints 10. Chris Ashton with a try for Sale, converted by Rob Dupree, and a Rob Dupree penalty. Lewis Ludlam on the score sheet for the visitors, but from that scrum, JP Doyle penalising the Sale front row. It's going to be a Northampton Saints penalty with 90 seconds or so left in this first half, and a chance for Dan Bigger to kick to the corner and give his team one last opportunity to try and get into the lead before half-time, and he kicks well right towards the corner, and it'll be a throw into the visitors about 7 or 8 metres from the Sale line.
He really does go for it down bigger, Chris, on these kicks. Again, he's gone all out. The risk that it could go over the dead ball line, but it hasn't. It's landed almost perfectly deep inside the Sale 22. And as you said, we've got a minute left in this first half, and this is the chance for Northampton to really turn the screw. Having been 10-0 down after 15 minutes, it's all been then since then.
Here's Harrison's throw from the line out, but for the first time this afternoon, the Northampton line out misfires. And Sale have secured it. I think it might have been James Phillips in there who managed to disrupt the throw. Courtney Laws, so solid so far this afternoon, couldn't hold on. And Sale have stolen that line out right at the end of this first half. 30 seconds left on the clock. Faf de Klerk kicks his box kick up the line. Byron McGuigan in pursuit. Manages to bundle Tom Collins into touch. And with just 20 seconds or so to play till half-time, it looks like we're going to be going into the interval all square.
Excellent rugby all round there from Sale. Good steal at the line out from, I think it was Dan Dupree, and then de Klerk put an excellent box kick. McGuigan came down, tackled the Northampton man into touch, and now it's Sale's turn with the line out, and I imagine this will be coming in and being kicked straight off the field.
The clock has gone to 0. Phillips secures the line out. Sale's number 5 rising highest in the dusky light to secure that ball for his side. Sale's pack drive forward, taking play up to the 10-metre line. Really good drive from Sale. They're in no mood to call it off at 10-all at half-time. Van der Merwe onto de Klerk. Sale looking to recycle again. Real enterprise from the home side towards the end of this half. De Klerk keeps the ball alive. Curry to Rob Dupree, and is that an offside call right at the end of the half? Dupree is suggesting that several of the Northampton backline were in offside positions. They certainly seem to be very flat, shall we say. And JP Doyle just having a little look at this one.
I think...
Nope. He's seen enough and it's half-time. Ollie.
Yeah, I think Sale were after the purposeful knock-on, but I don't think there was much in it really, and I think JP Doyle made the right decision there, and we're in at half-time at 10-all, but what a second half we've got coming up, Chris. You know, it's been a really even game. Both sides have showed great signs, and I think probably at the end of it, Northampton might be the team disappointed not to be ahead. We spoke in the first 10 minutes about Sale not wasting their opportunities, but it's probably been Northampton. There's been a few breaks through in that second half of that first half, and I think they'll be disappointed. But, you know, Sale have defended well, defensively covered well, and they're still at 10-all.
Thank you, Ollie. So, half-time here then at the AJ Bell Stadium. It's beautifully poised for an exciting second 40 minutes. It's Sale Sharks 10, Northampton Saints 10.
Okay, thank you, Ollie. Thank you, Chris. Go and get yourselves a hot cup of tea and a croissant. I don't know, it's very posh in the press room these days. They're going to keep warm a little bit. We're going to take a quick look around the grounds at the Gallagher Premiership half-time scores. Thereabouts. Leicester Tigers 22, Exeter 14. Interesting. Obviously, 10-all here at the AJ Bell Stadium. Saracens 7, Bristol 13. And Wasps 17, Harlequins 14. We won't get into the Guinness Pro 14, but some interesting half-time scores there in the Guinness Premiership at the moment. The Gallagher Premiership at the moment, I do apologise. But a 10-all position where we are, which is interesting. What we're going to do quickly is we'll just take a little walk over and let's see if we can chat to a couple of these fans just to see what their thoughts are about where we're up to with the game as well. So let's just quickly go over here. Watch yourselves on there, mate. Let's go across here. How we doing? All right. Merry Christmas. How we doing? Let's have a chat to these guys here. We've seen these guys. Well, Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. What have you thought about the game so far?
Very good. Yeah, nice and even. Like it. Yeah, nice and open. Yeah, that's nice that they've that it's equal at half time. Cause it's like a new game now, isn't it? So.
Well, that's it. And Northampton Saints sitting so high up in the table, at least we can hold them. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What are you drinking there?
Coffee.
Just coffee?
Well, it'll be enhanced in a minute. We have a little bit of whiskey to go in it.
Brilliant. Listen, Merry Christmas. I'll catch up with you later. Okay, look at this way. Just watch out for the speaker there, guys. Okay, so we're going to take a little walk down here and we're going to chat to a couple more. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. How are we doing? You okay?
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, not too bad. Listen, what do you think so far?
It's good so far.
We need to be close. We're close, yes?
Yeah, we're very close.
What do you think? Are we? I think we were quite in their half for quite some time. Is that a good sign for the second half, do you think?
It's a good sign, and obviously it's good watching them when they were breaking through before. It's good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy that you're happy. That's what I've said. I'm happy you're happy. Listen, Merry Christmas, man. We'll see you later. Merry Christmas. Are you trying to hide from me? Yes, they are trying to hide. Listen, have you enjoyed it so far?
Yes, excellent, thank you.
What are you hoping for in the second half?
A win for Sale.
I mean, being 10-0, it's quite close. It's pretty good for us.
And JP Doyle's being funny on the ref mic, which is always good fun.
Is he really? Now, we don't get to hear that in commentary, unfortunately.
You should definitely get one.
We might have to check back with you at the full time to find out. What do you think about the score is going to be in the second half? What do you think is going to happen?
I think it's going to be all right and an open game, but Dan Bigger's boiling a little bit, so I think it's going to depend on his mood, possibly.
Psychological. I like it. Let's wind him up. We'll do some of that later. Make sure you wind him up when he's down. Listen, Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll see you soon. Watch yourself on that ramp there, big man. Oh, look, we've got a queue for the food here. Let's go and have a chat to these guys. Obviously, very hungry first half. Merry Christmas, everybody. How you doing? You okay?
Good, thank you. Yeah, very good.
You okay?
Yes!
Yes! Listen, do you enjoy that first half?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah. Hopefully the second half will be a bit better, but yeah, it was good.
How you feel today with a 10-all draw at half-time? We've done a bit, but it's kind of where...
Yeah, quite even.
Say again?
Steaks were rubbish.
Well, okay, but we'll see what happens at full time, my man. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. So, a couple of Saints fans here. Merry Christmas, Saints fans. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
You're not wearing that for a bet, are you?
No, definitely not.
No, you're not. What do you think of the first half so far?
A little bit error-strewn, really. So, hopefully, if we start passing to the Blues, we might actually start winning.
Happy days. Good, man. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. How you doing? Enjoyed it so far?
Yeah, we're butchering it again, aren't we? Yeah.
10-all, top of the league. We're against top of the league here, remember?
We're beating them.
Should be beating. Let's see what happens in the second half, shall we?
Free coffee for the drivers.
Free coffee for the drivers. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. How you doing? Enjoying it so far?
Great, good game.
What are you queuing up for here?
Burger, I hope so.
Burger, half-time burger. I like your style, man. What's happened to your hand?
It's fallen off.
It's fallen off. Have you enjoyed it so far?
Yeah, lovely.
What's the hat?
Close. Chester.
Chester. Oh, I've got Chester. See, I asked this a while ago, so where are you from? Chester. So who do you play for? Chester. I'm rubbish interviewing. Merry Christmas, guys. We'll see you later on. Okay, good stuff. What have we got here? We've got Frosty the Snowman and his Minders. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, you're right. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Are you enjoying it?
Having a good day, yeah, cheers.
Good. Why are we looking like this?
Well, it's the works Christmas do tonight. Not going home. Sale. Got the old
Faff budgies on.
Budgies are on.
So, got to be done in it. Too cold to wear them without the snowman suit.
Always prepared. You work in health and safety, obviously. Your mates have just run away from you there.
My mates are a nightmare. They're not mates, they're acquaintances.
Well, they are acquaintances now, yeah. Well, good support there, lads. Good support. Merry Christmas. Good to see you. See you later. Okay, let's go and see if the South Shark supporters over here have got anything to add to us. Let's squeeze in here. How are we doing? Okay, let's take a... Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. How are we doing? We've got, listen, this is brilliant. Look at this. Not only is he clashing, yeah? Look at this, let's get that quickly. Good stuff. Merry Christmas. How you doing? You okay?
Very good, thank you.
Good. How are you guys doing? You okay?
Fine, thank you, fine.
Yeah, good stuff. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
What do we think of the first half so far?
Surprised how fast they came out. Yeah. Less mistakes, but could have done with a few more scores.
It's that quick tap and go that Faf's doing there. It's looking good, isn't it? That taking those quick opportunities is going to be quite important.
Yeah, they could be, but a lot of high tackles from the Northampton Saints today as well have been missed by the referee, so hopefully he'll crack down on that in the second half.
We saw that try that was awarded to Northampton Saints.
Yeah. It looked very similar to the try that was disallowed yesterday. So, yeah. So, Rob,
You know, it's one of those 50-50 things.
it's the old rub of the green, isn't it? 50-50. So let's see what happens in the second half. Anyway, good luck. Thanks, and I'm going to get you next time. All right, 3rd of January. I'll see you here. All right, good stuff. How are you? Merry Christmas, lads. How are we doing? Okay, who have we got? Who have we got? Where are you from?
We're from Congleton.
Congleton. Do you all play for Congleton?
What?
You all play for Congleton, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I used to play against Congleton years and years ago when I was much younger. But listen, Wimslow and Macclesfield used to play for those guys as well. Listen, what do we think of the first half so far?
It's all right, isn't it?
It's all right. Great, top-notch analysis from the heart of Southsack Sports. Yourself, what do you think so far?
Just need getting there off a bit more.
Yeah, not too bad. We were up there for a bit, and I think when we were there, we were getting chances. We were making good choices. Quick ball's always good as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I just want more hits.
So, which position do you play when you play for Congleton?
9.
9. So you're a faff manner then, eh?
Yeah, I am. But not quite.
He's not that quick. Yeah. Is he all that? Is he all that? Is that what you want? Yeah. Brilliant stuff. Good stuff. What we got? We've got somebody's birthday as well. Oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, big man. Good. So how old are you? 18?
18 again, mate.
18 again. Oh, good lad. Listen, what do you think second half? We're going to smash it second half?
Oh, smash it second half, mate.
There you go. Top-notch analysis, smashing it in the second half. Merry Christmas, gentlemen. Good to speak to you. Okay, we'll just move our way down here a little bit more. Merry Christmas, everybody. How you doing? Not going to embarrass you on the television, but I brought a camera with me. How you doing? So what I was going to ask you, what do you think so far?
Fantastic game, yeah.
What do you think?
I wasn't convinced of their try.
Yes, we were looking at that. There's a similar situation yesterday. Gloucester game wasn't allowed. So yeah, very interesting. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen in the second half?
I think we're going to win by 5 points.
5 points, close. Losing bonus point for Saints. You're giving them something.
It's Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Come on, let's go down here. Thank you very much. Just squeezing behind you, troops. Just going to squeeze in. Merry Christmas. Good. Okay, we're going to squeeze down a couple more people to chat to. Merry Christmas, everybody. How you doing? Merry Christmas. How are we doing? So, there you go. Just some hardcore fans right down here. I like your chips, mate. They're looking good. Merry Christmas. How you doing? You okay, guys? How we doing? What do you think so far?
Bit of tight game, but a couple of high tackles missed as well. But we'll do it.
So I think it's very interesting. It's good. I think if you think about it, it's top of the league. Northampton Saints we're playing here. Sometimes we forget some of our capabilities, but we're close, aren't we? So what do you think you want to see coming out in the second half?
More running, less kicking. The weather's all right. The wind's gone down. We don't need to kick the ball too much. Keep the ball in hands.
Rain's not due. The weather's going to be what it's going to be. So yeah.
Say that. The rain's not due. This is Manchester. Come on, get ready.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. You enjoying your chips? No, they're rubbish. No, they're good, aren't they? Merry Christmas. See you later. Okay, we're going to just take a little stroll down here a little bit more. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. How we doing? Hello. Oh, I just got the Saints fans. Hello, Saints fans. Come on, we might as well chat to these poor buggers. How we doing? Merry Christmas. You all right? How we doing? So, when did you leave, Saint? When did you leave Northampton to get up here today? How long did it take you?
We left last night.
All right, getting early. Did you? Did you camp out?
All the way from Canada to watch.
Come from Canada?
Yeah, all the way.
Just for this?
Just for this.
Then you're going back?
And eventually, yeah.
So, is this your first time at a rugby match?
It is.
Wow. Okay, right. So let's.
Well, that's way more interesting. Yeah.
Right. You shut up, you. Right. So listen. How do you think so far? Ice hockey is brutal. So this is probably soft for you, isn't it?
Yeah, this is really nice, actually. The guys, they're super fit. They're all really strong, nice to look at.
Oh, because ice hockey players tend to not be good lookers, is that what you're saying?
Well, you can't see them under all their padding and things.
So padding out, good looking in. I like the style. Great stuff. And so what do you think about your team's performance so far in this half?
It's been all right. Biggers kick well. I think we should win it.
Right, we'll leave these guys here for a minute because obviously, see you later. Merry Christmas. See you later. Free coffee for the drivers and everything as well. Okay, take a little walk up here. Merry Christmas, everybody. How we doing? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, here we go. Oh, I want to go and chat to these guys. Merry Christmas, everybody. How we doing? Merry Christmas. Oh, check out these guys. This is great. Listen, these guys are lunatics. I don't know why I'm talking to them now. Anyway, listen, thank you. Mate, where are the biscuits? Can't see any biscuits. I do biscuits. Listen, I'm lighting your hat here. It's lovely. Listen, what do we think of that first half, everybody?
Well, it'd help if a referee would.
Yeah, we can sometimes, yeah.
For this high up stuff. He's probably a short guy. You can't blame him for being short, can you? Look, so, listen, what are we...
His shoes.
Oh, well, yeah, good point. What are we looking for in the second half, do you think?
More tries.
Lots more tries.
Tries.
Ash splash. Tries, Ash splash. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. There we go, yeah, he knows it. Listen, lovely to see you. Merry Christmas, everybody. See you later on. Okay, with a couple more fans down here. There we go, how are we doing? You okay? You good? Merry Christmas. Okay, I think we should try and squeeze in up here. Come on, let's go up here and see what we got. Okay, let's go and freak this guy out by saying Merry Christmas to you. How you doing? Are you enjoying it?
I'm all right, yes, a lot.
I'm going to jump on you like that. It's a tight game, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
What do you think we need to do in the second half?
Just keep up that aggression, actually, because they seem to be so aggressive at the start of the game, and then falters in the second half. So if they could do that again, I reckon they'll have a win.
Is it hard to have a serious rugby chat with somebody wearing a Santa hat?
Yes.
You can, here. I'll stick that on you. It's fine. Get Merry Christmassy joy. Merry Christmas to you. We'll speak to you later, all right? How are we doing, guys? Merry Christmas. How are we doing, guys? Merry Christmas. How's it going? You okay?
Merry Christmas, yes.
What do you think so far?
It's about even. Good game.
Yeah, I think so. I need a glass of water. Are you enjoying the game?
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
What would you like to see in the second half?
More Sale tries.
We all want to see more tries, don't we? So, guys, you come here all the time. We always see you. We all keep waving. Why is it important to come to these Sale Sharks games all the time?
I mean, this is our first game this season.
He's lying. So I see you all the time. No, so you enjoying it? What brought you down?
We just like supporting Sale. Just like to see the action firsthand.
We live in Cumbria, and it's the nearest team, Northwest team, so that's why
You've made a good effort to truck down here, so thank you very much, guys. You know what I mean? Fair enough. Have you had any pies yet, or any of the beers? Or anything?
a few.
Well, you're still standing, so it means the pies must be all right. Listen, thanks for making the effort coming down. Really appreciate it. Good on you. Okay, so listen, sorry I got a bit close to you there, Jamie. I do apologise. Going to hand you back over to Ollie and Chris. We'll see you at the end of the game, where we'll give you the full-time scores in the Gallagher Premiership. But for now, back to Ollie and Chris.
Thanks, Colin, and welcome back pitchside here at the AJ Bell Stadium as Northampton make their way out onto the pitch. It's currently 10-all, Sale Sharks 10, Northampton Saints 10. In a first half, Chris, that ebbed and flowed both ways, but in the end of it, we're on as even, it's pretty level.
Well, an intriguing second 40 minutes ahead, Ollie. As you mentioned, it couldn't be more beautifully poised than we've seen in the first half. Some indications, really, of the attacking prowess of the Northampton Saints. They are the leading try scorers and the leading point scorers in the Guinness Premiership. So perhaps not a surprise that they look potent in attack. But as you mentioned, Sale had much the better of the first half, and certainly have proven they can be very competitive. So anybody's game.
Yeah, I certainly agree there, Chris, as we wait for kick-off, as all the fans come back from having their half-time pints and pies and are all set for a thrilling final 40 minutes of 29. Oh no, there's a game next week, my apologies. Just before Christmas, as Dan Bigger kicks off for Northampton into the Salford sky. A high kick just on the 22 as Bryn Evans gets up, but he misses it, and it's straight into the hands of Northampton, and they've immediately got an opportunity here in the second half as they recycle well, as Raynack gives the ball out to Alex Moon. He drives in, but good defence there from Sale. Here come Northampton again. Bigger looking to find the gap, but he's tackled well by Will Griff-John as Northampton are pushed outside of the Sale 22, but they've still got the ball. As Hayward drives in, but again he's met well by the Sale defence. And Raynack to Moon again. He's touched the ball twice already in the second half. As Aka van der Moa looks to get over the ball, but he's not successful. But Northampton keep it. And here's Furbank. He looks to give the offload, but it's knocked on, and it's into the hands of Tom Curry. And here's Sale's first chance to build something in this second half. There's no scrum half there at the moment as Will Griff-John goes into clean-up. He's acting as scrum half, and he gives it to Clerk, who kicks down the field, but is straight into the hands of Furbank. And a chance here for Northampton to build something, but it's kicked by Furbank high into the air, but straight into the hands of de Klerk. He loves it in these situations, and he gives the kick back, and it might well have been touched by Tom Collins as Naivoro goes back towards his own try line. He collects the ball and runs into de Klerk, who's a big hit from de Klerk and Sam James, who defend that well there, and Northampton are under a bit of pressure inside their own 22, but they do keep the ball. Looking to recycle here. Naivoro acts as scrum half. That's Waller who drives in. It's a man over the ball for Sale as he looks to turn it over, but he's not successful, and Northampton keep the ball. Very, very slow ball here for the Saints. Raynack now lining up as scrum half as they'll look to clear his lines with the box kick. As I said, very slow ball just inside their own 22 here, Northampton, as Raynack clears into the AJ Bell stand. Then a frenetic start to this second half, Chris.
It was, but yet another really good tackle by Faf de Klerk on Tekeli Naivoro, because 5'6" against 6'5" there, and that's the second time that we've seen de Klerk brought into play one-on-one with Naivoro, and on both occasions he managed to stop him, which is some feat considering how much weight he's giving away.
As the line out comes in from Van der Merwe, taken well by Bryn Evans, is off the top, and De Prier gives it to Van Rensburg, who breaks the first tackle. He bursts towards the 22 as an offload as Ashton tries to collect it, but he's not able to, and he knocks on, and it looks like Northampton have the ball, but that was great work there from Van Rensburg. He broke the initial tackle, and Sal weren't quite able to hold on as Northampton turned the ball over, and they look to recycle here inside their own 22. But we saw there what Van Rensburg can do. He's so good running in at pace, but he couldn't quite give the pass away, and Bigger will look to clear his lines here into the Printerland stand, but another chance here from the line out to give Sale an attacking opportunity.
Well, we saw Rory Hutchinson, the inside centre for Northampton in the first half, Ollie, burst through at pace, and Rohan Janse van Rensburg doing similarly for Sale there, but not managing to ultimately break through. But encouraging signs for Sale at the start of this second half for sure.
As here comes Van der Merwe again then. The line out just outside the Northampton 22, and it's Dan de Prier who goes up, who collects it well off the top to de Klerk, to Rob de Prier. He gives it to Janse van Rensburg, who goes into the tackle. De Klerk again, out to Tom Curry, gives it back to de Klerk, to Solomona. He gets in the game. He looks for an offload, but he's not quite able to get it away, and Sale look to build again. As McGuigan picks the ball up, he goes into contact. It looks like the tackle was round the neck. JP Doyle hasn't given advantage yet, but Sale retain possession as Will Griff-John, he drives up. Sale now into the Northampton 22.
Good work from John.
Here's de Klerk again to Akker van der Merwe, so good at carrying. Inside the Northampton 22 now, what can Sale do here? Here's de Klerk, Tom Curry carries, a good carry from him, getting over the game line. There's a man over the ball for Northampton, but he's off his feet, but Sale keep the ball. It is slow ball though, as de Prier. Out the back to Van Rensburg, can he find a gap here? He's bursting through as Van Rensburg, and he's going in to score! Absolutely brilliant from Rohan Janse van Rensburg. No one could stop him. He got past the first man and dived in under the post. That's what Rohan Janse van Rensburg is all about, attacking the gaps, and no one could stop him there. And Sale are off to the perfect start in this second half. It's Sale Sharks 15, Northampton Saints 10.
Well, Rohan Janse van Rensburg served notice, didn't he, Ollie, 2 minutes ago with a break, and that was a really searing burst from the South African. A fantastic running line, running almost in on a curve as he shaped and changed his line of attack to evade the Northampton cover. Really was a terrific finish from Janse van Rensburg, his fourth try of the season, and a gimme of a conversion to come from Rob de Prier. So really encouraging start to this second half, and Sale have started the second, Ollie, just like they started the first.
As Rob de Prier converts that rather simple conversion, and Sale extend their lead out to 7 as Northampton come up for the kick-off. Just a reminder of the Sale team: Oosthuizen, Van der Merwe and Will Griff-John in the front row, Bryn Evans and James Phillips at lock, Shonda Ross, Tom Curry and Dan de Prier making up the back row. In the backs, Faf de Klerk, Rob de Prier, Byron McGuigan, Rohan Janse van Rensburg, who of course just scored a try, Sam James, Chris Ashton and Simon Hammersley. Will give you a run through of the Northampton team at the next stoppage of play, as Dan Bigger kicks high into the hands of Bryn Evans, who does well then to take the ball under some pressure and it looks like the ball's come into the hands of Dan de Prier, and he does well there to use his feet and drive forward as Sell builds some more momentum. It's Ross this time, out the back to Rob de Prier, who goes again out the back to Sam James, who looks to kick through. He's kicked well so far. He kicks into the hands of Nairo Varro though, and a chance here for the dangerous winger to get something going, but he's boshed off Chris Ashton, but Ashton does well to get back on his man, and Northampton retain possession very, very briefly inside the Sell half. Can't quite see what's going on here. It looks like there's some trouble brewing. There's a couple of men down on the floor, and JP Doyle stopped it. Chris, I can't quite see what's happened there. It looks like there's potentially a man down for Sell.
Yeah, James Phillips and Taimana Harrison were squaring up to each other. We have seen a little bit of niggle at times in this game. Nothing that's drawn a card from JP Doyle as yet, but there has been a little bit of an undercurrent at times, keenly contested right from the start, and there is a Sale player down receiving treatment. We're just having a little look on the replay here to see what happened. It might be Chris Ashton who is on the ground there. There was a bit of a tumble on the floor, and Ashton took a bit of a shove from Rory Hutchinson with a break in play whilst Ashton gets a little bit of attention.
And whilst we have that break in play, let's just have a look at the Northampton team. In the front row, Alex Waller, Mike Haywood and Ephraim Painter. In the second row, Alex Moon and Api Ratunarawa. It's 6, Courtney Laws, who moved there after Tom Wood was ruled out ill. Lewis Ludlam at 7, Taimana Harrison at 8. And in the backs, Cobus Raynack, Dan Bigger to Kelly, Nairo Varro, Rory Hutchison, Matt Proctor, Tom Collins and George Furbank. And it looks as if already we might see a substitution. Piers Francis down on this side towards us coming on. It looks like for Matt Proctor, the All Black international, he's coming off looking at the floor. Not quite sure what he's done, but he is leaving the field as Piers Francis comes on, and there'll be a rejig in this Northampton backline.
Well, not a bad replacement to have coming on. Piers Francis, part of the England World Cup squad, of course, but both sides with strong benches today. Sale with over 500 Premiership appearances on their bench, with the likes of Ross Harrison, Jake Cooper, Woolley, Will Cliff on there as well. So a very strong Sale bench today, and I think in a tight game like this, Ollie, it very much becomes a 23-man game rather than a 15-man one, and certainly Piers Francis will, you'd think, not be any weakening for Northampton in the middle of their midfield.
Well, no, when you've got someone with international quality on your bench, you're always going to be happy to have that there, and if you do get an injury like we've just seen for Matt Proctor, then it's a like-for-like replacement to come on with a similar amount of quality. But the same for Sal, as you've said, over 500 apps on the bench, and you know, that's what Steve Diamond signed all these players for. He wants to have a stronger bench, and we've seen that today with the likes of Tom Curry, Ross Harrison, AJ McGinty. You know, they've all got that quality. As Sal burst into the Northampton 22 off the back of a line out is Aka van der Merwe down the right hand side of the pitch, and they recycle, and de Klerk into the hands of Dan du Preez. Sal lining up well here, getting over the game line. Dan du Preez doing excellently. It's to Will Griff-John. He's met well in defence, but he still keeps the ball. Here's de Klerk again. Rob de Prier out the back to Solomona. He looks to find the gap. He slips as he goes into the tackle, and Northampton are able to cover, but it is a penalty advantage to Sale as de Klerk looks to chip through, but it'll be a penalty advantage, maybe for a high tackle, I think, as Solomona slipped in to try and get through. No, it's for offside, and another chance here for Sale with the penalty, and what a start to the second half it's been for Sale.
It has. Now the question is, can Sale take advantage again? Because they didn't always take their chances in the first half, and while they've got this period of territory, they've taken one brilliantly with Janssen van Rensburg, and that was a really well-worked line out. Aka van der Merwe penalised once for throwing not straight, but otherwise he's been really good from the line out this afternoon. It was a clear area that Sale needed to work on. They acknowledged that, and it has worked well. It was a neat routine that almost put them in, but another opportunity for van der Merwe here, another 5-metre throw for him to try and take advantage of as Sale knock on the door again.
And here comes that line out from van der Merwe. What can Sale do here? 7 points ahead. It's into the hands of Bryn Evans as the drive comes on. It's a good drive so far from Sale. They're moving forward. A couple of the backs pile in, and they're still going on. They're still going forward now. They're over the line, and it's a try for Sale. Their third of the afternoon. Can't quite see who's coming up with the ball, but it's definitely a Sale try, and as I said, their third try of the day, and they've really taken over early in this second half. It's Sale Sharks 22, Northampton 10.
Well, it's mighty effective from Sale from the 5-metre line out. I think it might have been Akker van der Merwe who got the final touch. It'll be his 7th of the season. Van der Merwe throwing into the line out, chasing his own throw, coming on the back of that rolling maul and driving his colleagues over the line. It's Exeter Chiefs, it's Leicester Tigers today, it's the Sale Sharks. We've seen the brilliance of Van Rensburg a few minutes ago, but we've also seen the effectiveness of a rolling maul that ultimately yields the same number of points. So great to see Sale succeeding in both styles of rugby, and a 12-point lead, which could become 14 with this conversion.
Line-out hasn't always gone to plan for Sale this season, but they used it to great effect there. A relatively simple throw for Van der Merwe. Evans collected, and the ball came to the back again for Van der Merwe. And a nice drive over for Sale in there for their 3rd try of the day, as Rob de Prier lines up here. 10 minutes into the second half. Can he add the conversion? It's a decent strike, but it looks like it's just gone to the left, so the lead remains at 12 points, with Sale Sharks leading by 22 points to 10. There's a few changes here for Northampton in the front row. Coming on is Francois van Wyk and Owen Franks. Of course, the All Black international, 108 caps for him, and he's on now for the Northampton Saints. As the kickoff is again taken well by Bryn Evans. He's been solid under that ball today at the kickoff, and it's in the hands of Dan de Prier. It's Sale set up just outside their own 22. A few forwards in the pod. It's Will Griffithon again. He's carried well today, got over the game line well, and he does well again there. As de Klerk looks to set up the box kick, as McGuigan, Tom Curry and Dan de Prier all lying in wait to go after this kick. And de Klerk sends it high. Not any great distance on it, and it looks like it will go into touch, and it may have been taken back in. So a chance here now for Northampton to immediately get back in the game, and not a great exit strategy there from Sale.
Well, in the first half, Faf de Klerk claimed that he was inside his 22 when kicking straight out, and he got that award, but on that occasion, as you say, Ollie, he took that back into the 22, put it straight out, and that means the throw comes from level with where de Klerk stood when he kicked it. So line out on the Sale 22, first Northampton pressure of the half.
As Hayward gets the ball into the line out, it's recycled off the top by Northampton, and Bigger looks to get the pass away, but is stopped well by Janssen van Rensburg, and it may have been a knock-on in there, but Northampton retain the ball inside the Sale 22. It's out the back again to Bigger. He looks to dummy, but he's tackled well there by the Sale backs, coming quickly off their line as Raynack recycles. There's a slip there from a Northampton carrier, but they do move into the Sale 22. Good pressure this from Northampton. They're first of the second half. There's Van Wyk with his first carry of the day. Northampton use the backs now. There's Hutchinson. Of course, he made that break in the first half, but Sale defend well there, pushing him back, and this has been some good defence from the Sharks. As Furbank looks to find a gap with a good line, but he's met at the line, and here's Northampton go again. They look to go wide with Ludlam, but he can't beat his man, and he does eventually, and he moves Northampton deeper into the Sale 22. It's a good pressure from the Saints. Here they come again, Hayward, but his pass is not to hand, and can James Phillips get on the ball? He taps it back, and John O'Ross is down on the ball. Turnover, great defensive work from Sale. Northampton building some pressure, and de Klerk looks to kick away, but it's charged down, but will come back for the penalty. Northampton offside at that ruck, and a brilliant bit of defence there. Just as important as all those tries is keeping the opposition away from your line, and Sale did that so brilliantly there.
Yeah, very messy period of play that, Ollie. Northampton struggling to find fluency with their passing, but as you mentioned, the Sale defence absolutely solid, and that gives eventually Rob de Prier the chance to clear the danger. Akker van der Merwe will have the chance to throw in from the line out and continue to move Sale downfield. Really good strike from de Prier, sending them within 5 metres or so of the Northampton 22. So another chance for Sale to assert their authority, and you'd feel if they scored again here, it would be a long, long way back for Northampton.
As Van der Merwe comes up to throw again. He's been excellent in this second half, going over for the try, but the line-out has been really good in this second half so far as they go again to Bryn Evans, as they so often have in this second half, and Curry off the back to de Klerk, out to Rob de Prier. Sam James acts as the decoy as McGuigan looks to drive forward. Sale keep the ball in hands as de Klerk's off the back of that ruck. He gives it to Van der Merwe. He looks to try and push forward, but he's pushed back well there by the Northampton defence, but he gets the floor and Sale recycle again. Here's Tom Curry, he dummies and goes into tackle. He gets over the initial man. Good work there from Curry. Here's de Klerk out to Rob de Prier. That's Bryn Evans, he's enjoyed an excellent game so far. Sale retain possession. John O'Ross goes on his own, but he gives the offload well to Dan de Prier. De Prier brought to floor. A little bit slow at the moment for Sale, but they have kept the ball, but it looks like it's been turned over. Can't quite see by who, and here come Northampton, and here's Furbank. So often the man to make something happen for the Saints, and he tries again there, but he's dumped to the floor. And Raynack gives it out to the left. Northampton finally with some ball in the second half. Feels like they've hardly touched it so far in this second period. And there's a man down. It could be a head injury, I think. Looks like potentially Will Griff-John down there. Of course, referees always keen to stop when there's a potential head problem, and it's Will Griff-John who has that at the moment.
Yeah, Northampton working hard to try and get themselves out of their own half, but once again Sale's defence, particularly in and around the fringes, has been very strong, Ollie, hasn't it? And as you mentioned a few moments ago, another clean line out, Bryn Evans securing that ball. That has been a big improvement for Sale thus far this afternoon. Still 25 minutes to play, so the game far from won yet, but certainly Aka van der Merwe's throwing and the line-out calls that have been no doubt worked on relentlessly at Carrington this week appear to have borne fruit. I think one of the decisions for Steve Diamond will be whether he introduces Curtis Langdon, and if so, when, because when you've got a line-out that's been struggling and has then found a bit of rhythm, there's a danger of disrupting it too much, but that'll be a decision he needs to take. And as we talk, still a break in play whilst Will Griff-John gets attention on the deck, and I think in some respects this will be probably something that Northampton may benefit from, having a little break in play more than the Sale Sharks, Ollie, because it is Sale who've come out in the first 15 in this second half and really played with purpose. I think that's the word I would use to try and describe the way they've played, both in defence and in attack, and they've been clinical when they've had their chances. One with an excellent burst in from Janssen van Rensburg, and the other a mighty effective driving maul to show how you can turn a 5-metre line out into 5 points.
Yeah, I think this is the blueprint for Sale, how they want to play. They want to get Janssen van Rensburg involved because he draws so many defenders towards him, and he might get through, or then you get the defenders towards him. They can then give it out to the backs, the likes of Ashton, can cause so much trouble as Will Griff-John remains down on the field. And whilst we've got this break in play, Chris, the Premiership Rugby Cup, February the 7th, it seems a long way away, but it'll come round quickly, and there's the chance there for Sale to try and register some silverware for the first time in a while. Saracens the visitors, and if Sale were to win that game, they would then host a home final. How big for the club would that be to try and get some silverware on the board early in the season?
Well, Josh Beaumont mentioned to us when he joined us before the match that he'd been here 7 years and the club hadn't won anything in that time, and going into these semi-finals as the
Sharks by 22 points to 10. Remember, you're listening to us here on Sharks Live. We'll be here at every single home Gallagher Premiership game this season, a live 1 hour pre-match, so Colin fronting that one with some Sale Sharks players in different clubs throughout the northwest area, as Northampton win a penalty from that scrum, and a chance here for them to try and get on the board in the second half. They haven't really got anything going. It has been all Sale in this opening 16 minutes of this second period, but I'm sure we'll see Bigger here take on the attacking kick as he does so, trying to get as much distance as possible. Perhaps not one of his best, but it is just into the Sale half, sort of midway between the Sale 22 and the 10-metre line.
Well, Owen Franks, 108 All Black caps to his name. Not a bad replacement to bring on, and it was he, I think, who put pressure on Kuni Oosthuizen at that scrum. It went down on Oosthuizen's side on the loose head, and Northampton able to benefit and put some pressure now on the Sale 22, but Sale stealing that line out.
I think it was Dan de Prier, Chris. He got up really, really high then. He stole the ball from the Northampton line out, and if anything, it's been the Northampton line out that struggled in this game, not the Sale one.
It has, yeah.
As Sale retain possession here, they're just outside their own 22. It looks like they're setting up for a box kick, which Faf de Klerk does, of course, so well. And it's Denny Solomona after it. Nairo takes the ball, but he's met by Solomona, who can't quite get him down. But Sale do well to keep Nairo up, and this could be a turnover. Really good work here from Sell. It's come to floor. Will the ball come out? It looks like it has. Good work from the winger, but Sell did well there to hold the big man up as Northampton drive forward, just shy of the halfway line, but it's a knock-on, and we've seen this from Sell in the second half, Chris. They've been on absolutely everything, and Northampton really haven't got anything going.
No, the Sale defence has been excellent. It's been very keen, it's been tight in and around the fringes, and it's stopped any attempt that Northampton have made to really make big ground. Van der Merwe took a bit of a knock in that passage of play. He's just getting some attention now, so we might see Curtis Langdon. Let's see, but no, I agree. The Sale defence has been extremely solid. There's that one Rory Hutchinson break in the first half which cut through, but otherwise, as we move towards the final quarter of this match, Sale have done very well to quell the free-scoring Northampton Saints thus far, and I'm sure that Mike Forshaw, the Sale defensive coach, will be very pleased with how his team have lined up and committed in the tackle area to really snuff out the Northampton challenge thus far, as Ross Harrison enters the fray. Cooney Oosthuizen's day is done. So 2 out of the 3 front row changed for Sale, just Van der Merwe remaining from those who started.
And of course that's Harrison on again. He's been involved in every first team game this season for Sale. One that Steve Diamond can rely on every single week to put in a solid performance, and he's now on in the front row, as Chris said, with Sale having another opportunity here. A scrum on midfield, and they've split 4 in 2 with Solomona and Ashton on the far side, Dupree, Van Rensburg, Sam James and Byron McGuigan on this near side. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here off the back of this scrum, whether the Clerk will look to go down that short side or whether we'll see Rob Dupree and Janse Van Rensburg in action. Janse Van Rensburg standing in front of Rob Dupree, as he often does at a set piece. Could we see him on the crash ball? But the Sale scrum is very good, and Northampton are adjudged to have brought it down, and Sale can pin Northampton back again here.
Well, Ross Harrison straight on and getting slaps on the back from Rohan Janse Van Rensburg. So often see this, a fresh front row forward coming on, and immediately with fresh shoulders, I guess you'd call them, Ollie, rather than fresh legs, causing trouble at the scrum, and Sale winning an important penalty. And this would be a 15-point lead if Rob Dupree can land this one, but a long way out, just 5 metres or so inside the Northampton half.
Feels like a big kick, this one, Chris. As you said, 12 points is the lead at the moment. This would extend that out to 15, and of course more than those 2 scores. So it would give Sale a degree of comfort, and of course take Northampton out of that bonus point. If they were to score a try, they would need to score twice even to get a bonus point. So a big kick here for Dupree. He's missed a couple today, but it is bang straight in front of the post, but there is some distance on it. And can the South African get this one over? He scored 8 points here last season against Northampton at the AJ Bell. Can he be their nemesis again today? The Sale players all lining up behind Dupree, looking to chase this one down, knowing it could well fall short. As Dupree eyes up the posts, going through his kicking motion, and he steps up with the kick. It looks like it's got the distance, but it's just gone to the left. A good effort there from Dupree. It definitely had enough on it, but it didn't quite have the accuracy, as you so often see with kicks from that distance. You sometimes do sacrifice the accuracy for the distance, and unfortunately that's what happened there, and Northampton will keep possession as they make a change themselves. It looks like Ansi Tuala's coming on for George Furbank with about 20 minutes to go in this second half, as Dan Bigger clears downfield. On the bounce, Sam James collects it, running into a firm Northampton wall. Northampton try and turn it over, but Sale recycle it. A hint of offside from that Northampton back line, but a good drive there from Van der Merwe. He's so good carrying the ball in hand, and Sale move past over the Northampton Saints 10-metre line, and here they come again. Van Rensburg takes it behind him, but he does well to gain so many metres. And here's de Klerk. Dan Dupree out the back to his brother Rob. Here comes Sale again. James with a quick pass out to Bryn Evans. Here's McGuigan, but he's tackled well. There's a man over the ball for Northampton. Is this a turnover? No one's given anything. It's Laws who was trying to turn it over, but eventually it comes back on the side of Sale. Sale drive forward again. Haven't made too many metres so far, but they have kept the ball. There's Ashton back inside to de Klerk. They try and move, but that's stopped well at the source. Sel retain the ball. Van der Merwe gives it out to Ross Harrison, his first touch of the day. Good retention of the ball here for Sel. Approaching the Northampton Saints 22 on the left-hand side of the pitch as Chris Ashton acts as scrum half. To Dan Dupree, he's been everywhere, but he's gone in on his own. There is a man over him, but Sel keep the ball. Just a period of retention here, which is absolutely fine when you're 10 points up. There's Dupree, he gives it flat to Tom Curry. He's not able to get anywhere as Northampton Saints defend well. Sel going through the phases here. Here's Janssen van Rensburg. He gives a short pass to Sam James, but he stopped at source, and Sel keep going here. Here's John O'Ross. He breaks the first tackle, but through goes John O'Ross. Is there anyone with him? There isn't. He breaks into the Northampton 22. Here's de Klerk, quick ball to Rob Dupree. Sel going left here. Ashton. He goes to Solomona. He's going to go left to Evans. McGuigan diving in for the corner. Can he get in? And it looks like he's just been stopped short of the line. All the fans in front of us standing up. We couldn't quite see, and I think Northampton have scrambled well there to stop McGuigan going in the corner, but that was an excellent move there from Sel, Chris.
Terrific move all the way through the hands. Solomona coming into the line from the right wing. Bryn Evans involved as well. He released it instantly to McGuigan. And in the end, it was Dan Biggar with an excellent scramble tackle that forced McGuigan out just a yard or so from the line. But John O'Ross's burst broke the cover. The Northampton defence was so flat. I mean, it must have been right on the cusp of offside through that move. But it was Ross who eventually punched a hole in it as Tom Curry comes off. And Sale will at least have the opportunity from the throw to try and put pressure on the Northampton line, but one Curry replaces another with Ben into the action.
Courtney Laws does well there to keep the ball off the line out, and Northampton now pinned deep inside their own 22, 12 points behind as well. The onus really is on them to try and get back into this game, but for now there looks like they're going to settle for clearing it away as Raynack sets up the box kick. It's a bit of distance on it, but Sel will obviously have the line out. It's caught well in the crowd, which gets a cheer from all those here in the AJ Bell stand. And Sel will have the line out just shy of the Northampton 22. And now, Chris, will the Sel players be thinking about that bonus point?
Well, it's a decent outcome for Sale, that, because Northampton not managing to get a huge amount of distance on their clearance kick. And as you say, there is the opportunity with 3 tries in the bank of looking at that extra try bonus point. Sale have already picked up 4 bonus points in the league this year. It's been one of the aspects that has kept them as high in the table as they are. That's the most number of bonus points in the league. So certainly a try here would add another one to the score and put Sale well on the path to victory, you'd think.
Good use of the line out there from Sal. Van der Merwe with good ball again as they go out the back from the line out. McGuigan's got a chance there, but his pass is to no one. Solomona tries to pick it up, and he does, with 3 Northampton defenders bearing down on him, but he's lost the ball. And it's ended up in the hands of a Sel man, but JP Doyle judges Sel to have knocked on, and a little bit of moment of madness there from Solomona, but Sel do keep the ball.
Well, it was McGuigan, wasn't it, who threw the bad pass, and Solomona, I think, actually did well to come in from his wing. Okay, he knocked on, but if he hadn't got there, then potentially Nayara would have been sprinting away with 60 yards of greenswood in front of him. So a mistake really from McGuigan, putting Sale into a bit of trouble when really they were in total control. Scrum, though, is still deep inside Northampton territory, so Sale still in decent field position here. But yes, that tackle just close to the line by Biggar on McGuigan, I think very much has kept Northampton in the game, Ollie, because another try there, 27-10, you'd have thought it would have been over for all money, and Sale would have had the bonus point that you mentioned. But crucial tackle by Biggar on McGuigan, and that's kept Northampton alive and kept the game certainly interesting with 16 to play.
As Northampton make a couple of changes, Lewis Bean coming on in the second row and Sam Matavesi at hooker in place of Mike Hayward and Api Ratunyarawa as the scrum resets. As Chris said, 16 minutes remaining. Sale Sharks 22, Northampton Saints 10. Sale looking to improve on their position of 6 in the Gallagher Premiership, which they will, of course, if they hold on for a win here. But it's Northampton who have the scrum. They do need to get going now with Sale having a lead of 12 points. Those first 10 minutes of the second half causing Northampton all sorts of problems as Janssen van Rensburg went over, and then of course Akker van der Merwe drove over from the maul. As JP Doyle resets the scrum. just shy of the Northampton 10-metre line, with Bigger stood there relatively flat. But it's a penalty to Sale. It's Ross Harrison again. He's had a great impact since he's come on. The scrum really turning in the Sharks' favour, and an opportunity here for Sale to go for that bonus point. It looks like they are going to go for it. Sam James signalling he wants to kick for the corner.
Well, positive intent from Sale, and as you say, Ross Harrison, well, he's not used to being on the bench, Ollie, is he really? He's played so often from the start for Sale Sharks, but it's his 224th appearance in blue this afternoon. And he certainly, as you say, has made an impact at the scrum since coming on. And Sale have got the opportunity now to really turn the screw and secure this win. Can they take advantage from this line out 5 metres out?
As cries of Sale go up round the AJ Bell Stadium, but the line out was long from Van der Merwe, and Saints recover the ball, and they look to break from their own 22 as they push out of their own 22 now with the ball in their hand. A disappointing period there for Sale. They had the chance, and the line out let them down, as it has throughout this season, and Northampton keep the ball as Bigger gives it through the back's hands, and Northampton drive out of their own 22, really with no option here but to run the ball. 12 points down with less than 15 minutes remaining as they try to do so, but they look to give it wide, and McGuigan gets the interception, but the ball can't quite get into the hands of an oncoming Sale runner. But the Sharks do have possession here inside the Northampton 22. It eventually comes out the back with Ashton. He gives it down the short side to Sam James. What can he do? He's just in play there. It looked like he might have put a foot in touch, but Sale keep hold of the ball, and de Klerk now at the back of the ruck to Ross Harrison. He's been so instrumental since coming on. He drives forward. It's still slow ball here for Sale. They've got the ball. That's the crucial thing. Van der Merwe gives a short pass to Jake Cooper-Woolley. Sale inside the Northampton 22. There's John O'Ross inside to Dan Dupree. A nice pass there from Ross. De Klerk recycles to Ross Harrison. Another man who's been everywhere since he's come on. Tries to break through there. Sale just short of the Northampton line now. It's going to be kept in the forwards for now, but you can see the backs starting to make a move. Will they be used? But for now it stays with the forwards, so close to the Northampton line. John O'Ross is lining up on the back of the ruck now, near the post, and Ross drives forward. Is he over the line? He isn't, not quite. Sale so close to adding that fourth try, which would of course be the bonus point. All rather slow ball, but still do have it. Maybe they'll look to attack the post. Very slow ball, but Sale keeping possession. Northampton scrambling well at the moment. Law's trying to make a nuisance of himself, and it looks as if the ball's been turned over, as it has. I'm not quite sure how, but Northampton have got possession, and a missed opportunity there for Sale. And I think Northampton will just try and get this ball off the park as Bigger clears just outside his own 22, and Sale will have the ball, but a missed opportunity there, Chris.
Well, Sale keep knocking on the door, and they keep getting very close to breaking through, you'd think decisively, the Northampton resistance. Initially that move was all started by an excellent interception by Byron McGuigan. He just couldn't quite get the pass away, and then as it was recycled, it was Aka van der Merwe looking for what would have been an incredible 8th try of the season for him, who was held up just short. And as you say, it was then perhaps a surprise that the ball was turned over as Luke James and Matt Postlethwaite, AJ McGinty and Matt Postlethwaite come on. Rob Dupree takes his leave, and James Phillips as well. So Matt Postlethwaite gets his first chance at home to get some Guinness Premiership game time this season, having come on at Worcester as well.
A good line out there from Sale. It's worked through the hands. There's a bit of a misplaced pass, but Sale retain possession just outside of the Northampton 22. Just under 12 minutes remaining, but the ball's been lost again there at the ruck. A couple of times Northampton have done that in the last 5 minutes, and they have the ball. Replacement Connor Tupai there. Northampton looking to keep the ball, but it's been good defence from Sale so far. Ross Harrison pushing back the Northampton attack, and they're now inside their 22 again. It's a pass over the top, and it's a relatively good one, but it doesn't give any metres for Northampton, although the drive does. And they keep the ball pushing up towards the Sale 10-metre line, and they've won a penalty. And some more inconsistency there from Sale in attack, turning the ball over. And I think we'll see Bigger try and pin Sale back into their own half.
Well, Sale will know that they've come close to closing this game out, but 12 points with 11 minutes to go. They haven't quite done that. And now as Bigger can clear up field for Northampton, Sale may have some defensive duty to undertake as well. So this game's still not won yet. Sale clearly in the ascendancy, but Northampton will think they're not out of it yet.
So Northampton with the line out on the Sale 10-metre line. Replacement hooker Sam Matavesi looking to throw in, and it's a good line out as Hutchinson drives up. Good work so far from Northampton as Laws tries to get over the gain line, but he's met well by the Sale defence as Ross Harrison again. His tackling so far since he's come on has been exceptional. Northampton retain the ball, just using the forwards for now. Lewis Bean with the drive. No one at scrum half at the moment for Northampton, but they do have the ball. But it's been turned over for holding on. It looks like it's Jake Cooper-Woolley over the ball. Great work then there from the replacement tight head. No one there in the ruck for Northampton, and Jake Cooper-Woolley turns it over. And as we have often said in this second half, good defensive work for Sale has been the day for them, really, hasn't it, Chris?
Well, absolutely. You need a defensive platform before you can think about winning games of rugby union, and Sale have absolutely had that this afternoon. Every time Northampton have threatened to put a bit of pressure on, with one exception, the Sale defence has been absolutely rock solid. And as you say, Ross Harrison, well, he's known for being a prolific tackler. He's put in some big hits since he's come on, and Jake Cooper-Woolley almost playing like an extra flanker there in that breakdown to win the penalty. So Sale are in control here. They've got the lead. They've got the throw at this line out from that penalty. They've just got to try and see this out now with a bit of astute game management. AJ McGinty on at 10 to try and bring that and ensure they walk away here with 4 points, potentially 5.
As Van der Merwe goes to Matt Postlethwaite at the line out, and Sale look to drive again. The driving more has been effective so far this afternoon. De Klerk gives a diving pass out to Van Rensburg. He can't quite break the tackle of Bigger, as his slow ball and is stolen from Northampton. That's the third time in the last 10 minutes they've stolen the ball, and they go out to the right. It's kicked forward and Hutchinson's chasing after it. Chris Ashton's going back. Ashton needs to do well here, and the ball's gone into touch. It looks like off the foot of Ashton.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Fans
no, I think that's
aren't
right.
happy about it.
Hutchinson cleverly kicked that against Ashton's shin just as the ball was rolling out. That's the correct decision, I think.
And almost from nowhere now, Northampton have that attacking platform deep inside the Sale half, as looks like that's Mitch Eadie coming on, the former Bristol man, replacing Courtney Laws. His day is over, the England international. He's had a good one without probably getting the rewards he hoped from it.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in the loose perhaps as much as we might have expected, Ollie, have we, for a man of his quality? But this is a dangerous position now for Northampton to try and exploit.
As the line out goes straight into the hands of Dan Dupree. That's a couple of times today he's stolen Northampton ball, and Sale can now have the opportunity to clear their lines as we approach 8 minutes remaining. Sale Sharks 20, Northampton Saints 10. De Klerk looks to kick, is a little chip kick, and it bounces nicely into touch. Byron McGuigan thinks he might have been impeded there. Referee JP Doyle hasn't said anything, but there's some boos around the AJ Bell.
Perhaps might have been something in that, but I mean, more importantly, in terms of the line-out steal, Sam Matavesi, who's only just arrived at the Northampton Saints from the Cornish Pirates, overthrowing that, and a really good steal from Dan Dupree as Faf de Klerk comes off to be replaced by Will Cliff. And as you mentioned, a couple of really important steals from Dupree this afternoon. The Northampton line-out started very well in this game, but it's misfired a bit as the game has continued.
They do win that line out though, as they look to try and get something. As Hutchinson breaks the first tackle, but he's tackled well by McGinty, who gets him to floor. Van der Merwe trying to get over and cause disruption. As he got it, he might have the ball, but he's now off his feet. Will he be penalised? No. Northampton retain possession. Maybe only looking for a bonus point now with 7 minutes remaining as they drive forward. Sale just need to defend so well as they have done throughout this game. It's probably been the main aspect of this game has been the defence, has been so solid. The breakdown work has been exceptional, and it's another turnover there. Sale have the ball. It looks like Ross Harrison's over it. Comes out the back to Matt Postlethwaite. He keeps possession, and Sale now have the ball. Not rolling away. Northampton penalised, and Sale have the penalty just outside their own 22, and I'm sure AJ McGinty will be absolutely delighted to boot this into Northampton territory.
And you wonder whether that's Northampton's last chance gone. They're going to have to score 12 points to get a draw in this game, and with only 6 minutes to go, that's going to be hard work as Sale have the chance to clear their lines here from what had been decent field position for the visitor. They just lack fluency, haven't they, Northampton, really, particularly in this second half. You know, we saw that great break from Hutchinson in the first half, which showed what Northampton were all about and ultimately led to Ludlam's score. But in truth, for a side that's been so free scoring and so dangerous in attack, they've just lost their rhythm, really. And I think that's testament to Sale's defence to a large extent, that they haven't been given the space to play.
Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. You know, Sale would have looked at that Northampton attack, the most points, the most tries in the Premiership up until this game, and know they would have to shut it down. And they've done that really well, as you said, apart from the Hutchinson break. And the big Northampton players haven't had a chance to do what they do so well. And Sale have another penalty now, just outside the Northampton 22, the maul being hauled down, and a really interesting decision here with the bonus point up for grabs. They could look to go for the corner, or will they kick the penalty that would take them 15 points ahead? And it looks like Sam James will kick for the corner. Sale going in for the kill here with 5 minutes remaining.
Well, if Sale could score a try here, Ollie, it really would be the perfect end to the afternoon, wouldn't it, for Steve Diamond's side? If they could walk away from this game with 5 points, it's the perfect start to the Christmas games.
And here comes that line out. Can Sale get it right, as they so often have this afternoon? Van der Merwe to the front to Bryn Evans. He's been reliable all day at the front of that line out, and Sale look to work again. It's going forward again. Aka van der Merwe's got the ball in his hands as a couple of the backs join in. That Moore still going forward. Northampton powerless at the moment to stop it. They have done some good work to at least halt the momentum as the ball goes to floor, but it is out on the Sale side, and they'll retain possession with the forwards there. It looks like Jake Cooper-Woolley is trying to drive forward, supported by Harrison. The forwards keeper, that's Ben Curry. Dan Dupree on his shoulder. When will the backs be used? McGinty standing there at 10. Sam James outside him, but it's kept in the forwards for now. Cries of Sale around the AJ Bell. They can sense that bonus point. A few players over the ball from Northampton, but Sale are penalised for going off their feet. We see how referees are looking at that now, especially when teams are trying to almost slow the ball down, drive forward. Northampton win the penalty, and their hopes of getting something from this game remain intact. As a man remains down for Sale, can't quite see who it is. Maybe John O'Ross, as Bigger clears his lines up past their own 22, and it'll be Northampton with the line out. 3.5 minutes remaining. Sale Sharks 20, Northampton 10. And although Sale may have the win now, there's still plenty to play for in terms of stopping Northampton getting that bonus point.
Yeah, that certainly will be a key motivation, won't it, from here? I think Steve Diamond will be fairly frustrated that his side have come so close to picking up that try bonus point. I'm sure if you'd offered him 4 points at the start of the afternoon, he'd have ripped your hand off. But having come close to that fourth try bonus point on 2 or 3 occasions and not managed to take advantage of field position or a couple of pieces of pressure very close to the Northampton line, that'll be some source of frustration. But as we have a stoppage in play with 3.5 minutes left on the clock, I think this afternoon will be very much characterised by Sale's very solid attack, very professional all-round performance against a team that have cut ribbons through the likes of Worcester and Bristol and Harlequin so far this season, and have been very much halted. I mean, they've scored 10 points when they've been averaging 30 a game, although we're not clearly at full time yet. So Sale's defence really has been sharp, and we've seen a very strong home performance thus far, which Sale just need to close out now in these remaining minutes and ensure they secure this win. But a very positive afternoon's work so far for sure.
As Aka van der Merwe leaves the field, it looks like maybe an ankle problem. That will be concerning to Steve Diamond, with Rob Webber already out with a hand problem that might not see him back until the end of January. So as van der Merwe comes off, it's been a great performance from him today. Replacement hooker Curtis Langdon comes onto the field for his first Premiership performance of the season. And he'll need a big performance here in these final 3 minutes as Sale look to keep on to what they've already got. As the line out is good from Northampton. Can they get anything from this game? They look to drive forward with their forwards, but the line outs come to the floor and the maul is down, and Tapai will look to use the backs. And it's almost intercepted by Janssen van Rensburg. He looked to try and get in on the interception. but it looks like initially it was knocked on by Northampton Saints, and Sale will have that final opportunity.
Good work again from Janssen van Rensburg in forcing the error, and now with this scrum with 3 minutes still to play inside the Northampton 22. Very central chance here for Sale to launch another attack. They might even get a chance to have 2 or 3 goes at this in terms of phases, and see if they can get that 4th try bonus point and an ever more emphatic win. But having dominated at the scrum in the last couple of sets, they'll fancy their chances here. Will Cliff will want decent, clean early ball, and he's got a 3-3 split of his backs to make his choice.
2.5 minutes remaining. Sale with the scrum, almost in the middle of the field in the Northampton 22. It's come down on the Northampton side, and JP Doyle has penalised Sale there. It might be Ross Harrison he's penalised for pushing the Northampton man to the floor, and it feels like these last 10 minutes, Chris, we've seen Sale have opportunities to get that bonus point. It just hasn't quite come to fruition.
No, it hasn't, and with that penalty going to Northampton, it does give them chance now to clear the danger, and it might be quite a long way back from here for Sale to contemplate that extra try. But 2 minutes left on the clock. We'll see how the game concludes. But the scrum has got messy. We've, I think, struggled to have a clean scrum, and the last 5 have all been resulting in penalties one way or the other. So JP Doyle certainly has lost patience in the tight in the last few minutes.
A good clean line out there from Northampton. Perhaps it wasn't quite straight, but JP Doyle was happy with it, and Northampton retained possession. But John O'Ross does well to come through there and push them backwards, and the ball is on the floor for a tackle as Ben Curry tries to get over it, but he's off his feet, and Northampton retain possession. Just over a minute to go. Can Northampton get themselves a losing bonus point? They've got the ball at the moment on halfway. Dan Dupree with a good tackle there to get the Northampton man to ground. But Dan Dupree is penalised for not rolling away, and Tapai takes it quickly. Tackled by Curtis Langdon. John O'Ross tries to get over the ball, but he's off his feet, and Northampton retain possession. The Sale defenders out quickly. Rory Hutchinson tries to break through, but it's a poor pass from him, and Sale can try and break through McGinty, but he can't hold the ball, and Northampton retain possession. A frantic final couple of minutes here at the AJ Bell. Less than a minute to go. Can Northampton get something from this game? But the Sale crowd cheering the Sharks on. Northampton still have it just inside the Sale half. It's sloppy ball though, and good defence there from Sale. Ross there again, pushing the man back. Northampton still have the ball. Hutchinson goes for the big pass. They've got the ball. Good tackle there from Ashton. Can he steal the ball? But Northampton retain possession. We're into the final 20 seconds. Will Cliff comes out quickly, and the ball's knocked on, and Sale have the ball. 10 seconds to go. Can they get that bonus point? Sam James. They'll have to do some work though. They've got the ball just inside the Northampton half. There's Will Cliff, Matt Poffleswaite. Sale keep the ball with on the halfway line. AJ McGinty inside to Ben Curry. He's tackled well. This will be the final play. Northampton over the ball, and it's turned over. Sale not rolling away, and it'll be Northampton now who have the chance. It feels like these last couple of minutes we've just gone back and forth, Chris, between possession on both sides.
Yeah, a lot of penalties being given, neither side able to really take advantage of theirs. We're into the red zone on the clock, so Dan Biggar can hammer this penalty into touch. We'll take the line out, and then the next stoppage will be the end of the game. And clearly Northampton here are beaten. It's going to be a Sale victory, but Northampton are hunting for that losing bonus point, which they would get, of course, if they got within 7 points. So a Northampton try, converted or not, would give them a bonus point. Sale, of course, if they can get hold of the ball, do have the chance themselves to pursue that extra try bonus point. But we're in the last play now. The clock is dead.
And here comes that line out from Northampton. It's off the top, as Biggar used to lose his backs. And Hutchinson tries to drive forward. It's a knock-on. And Denny Solomona boots the ball over the dead ball line. And Sale Sharks win this match by 22 points to 10. It was a topsy-turvy first half. Sale raced into a 10-0 lead for a try by Chris Ashton. Northampton hit back to level it at 10-0 at half-time. But it was that first 10 minutes of the second half that Sale really took over. Rohan Janssen van Rensburg bursting through to score, and Akker van der Merwe dotting down after a line-out. And Chris, does that feel like the season's really started today for Sal?
Well, I hope it can feel like that for sure, Ollie. I mean, they'd only won one of the last 5 matches in all competitions, so Steve Diamond described it today as like a cup final, and he'll be delighted, I'm sure. His team have shut Northampton Saints out in the second half. They haven't conceded a point. They haven't really looked close to conceding a point in that second half. They haven't had to defend their own line. They have been absolutely solid. They've barely let Northampton into their 22. So it was a really strong second half performance. The tries, as you say, by Rohan Janssen van Rensburg and Akke van der Merwe, giving them the cushion they could even afford for Rob Dupree to leave 5 points out there in the second half. So it was a really strong second half performance. It was a really strong performance for the first half of the first half, and they put together really both defence and attack today, which led them to deserving the 4 points that they got. Of course, there'll be a slight frustration that they haven't got the try bonus point, but against the league leaders, to win a game 22 points to 10 is an excellent result. Next up, Bath away was a difficult trip, and then Harlequins at home here on January the 3rd, which on paper at least looks a little easier. But an important win for Sale. It reaffirms their credentials this season as a side who can be a serious threat to the top sides, because they've just beaten the league leaders.
And we saw last season, Chris, this is where Sale made their move in the table. 3 wins over Christmas. It started with a win here at the AJ Bell Stadium, and that's happened again today. The Sharks can build on this one, can't they? They know they've got 2 tough games going up, but if you can get that momentum going, it really does give you a lot to go into the second half of the season.
It does. I mean, Bath away, it's always tough at the Rec, but I think Sale's challenge in recent seasons has been away form. They've always had a pretty good record here at the AJ Bell. We knew coming into this one, Northampton in recent years had struggled to get points here. But if Sale can go to the Rec a week today and pick up points at Bath or pick up a win down there, that would really be a statement, which if they can back it up by beating Harlequins would replicate the Christmas they had last year. So a long way away before we can start thinking about a 3-win Christmas, but certainly the best possible start today, the best possible platform to hopefully set Sale on their way to what will be a positive fortnight ahead.
Absolutely, Chris. As you've said, it's going to be a tough couple of weeks, but it is possible to get those 3 wins over Christmas, and we might be able to go down to Colin in a bit. He will have a player alongside him to have a chat to after this game, and it feels like the set piece really went well today for Sale. The scrum and the line-out was solid. We saw that try from Akke van der Merwe, and it looks like now we can go down to Colin on the pitch side, who's going to have a Sale Sharks player with him.
Okay, great stuff. Thank you very much, Ollie. Thank you very much, Chris. That's it. The lads are just coming off there. A great win. 22 points to 10. Well done, Jono. Good job, mate. Well done. There you go. Sale Sharks was the win that we needed. Northampton Saints are going home with nothing, which is exactly what we needed as well. It's a great thing to see. Well done, lads. Take a quick look at the scores around the grounds while we just wait to speak to one of the lads. Leicester Tigers 22, Exeter 31, Sale 22-10, which is perfect. Saracens are just about to finish. It's 47-13 and Wasps 22-28. Okay, we're going to hopefully speak to Jono in a moment. As you can see, the boys are just having their usual pre-match chat. We want to see you here on the 3rd of January. Tickets are still available. Here we go, Sale Sharks winning at home against Northampton Saints. Come on, let's go and have a chat with Jono. Good stuff. Well done, buddy. Congratulations. Great game. Thank you, Jono, for joining us. The game, this is the win we needed. We wanted so much. A lot of pressure to win this game today. How do you feel that you've delivered it now?
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure after coming off 3 losses. We knew we had to deliver a big performance at home against a really good Northampton team. I just said there to the boys, we showed at times in that game how good we can be, and we're going to be at that level more often.
Jono, we can be at that level more often, all the time. They've left with nothing here. There's no losing bonus point or anything. That must feel really, really good to actually secure this place.
Yeah, I think the only disappointment for us, we didn't get a bonus point. We had opportunities to do that, but to get the 4 points against a quality team really sets us up for a good Christmas period.
We always knew that we could do it. We knew that we were going to click. Does it feel like we're clicking now?
I wouldn't say we clicked. I think there's still more in us. There's still more we can improve on. As I always say, we can always improve, and if we're better than we are tomorrow than what we were today, then that's a good sign.
Brilliant. They're back here, home game on the 3rd of January. Looking forward to that now?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the people who came out and supported us. Genuinely, this crowd is fantastic. This place, when it rocks, it's amazing, and the more people that come, the better this team seems to perform, so thank you very much.
That's exactly right. Thank you, Jono, mate. We'll let you go and chat to those guys. And he's exactly right. The more people that come down here, the better the performances. These guys need us behind them as much as possible. This is your team, guys, so if you're not here, get here on the 3rd of January. Let's go and have a little chat. Let's have a little walk around now. Sorry, Jamie, making you run around. We're going to have a quick chat over to some of the fans now and see what they're reckoning. Let's have a quick chat over here quickly. How are we doing, guys? You all right? How's it going? Do you enjoy that?
Graham, really loved the match. Fantastic.
It's the win we wanted, yes?
Yes, very much. Yeah.
We needed it today.
Can you enjoy yourself today?
Fantastic.
Are you coming on the 3rd of January?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, are you coming on the 3rd of January?
No.
No, you should be coming on the 3rd of January. Hello, how are we doing? I'm not talking to you. How are we doing? Right. How are we doing? Merry Christmas. How's it going? You all right? How are you doing? Great to see you, man. Top to see you. How are we doing? Let's get away. How you doing, man? We're just going to squeeze around here. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Let's go and chat to a few of these guys. Merry Christmas, everybody. How are we doing? Merry Christmas. How are you doing?
I'm well, thanks.
Do you enjoy that?
Yes.
Good win. We needed that win, yes?
Very good.
Who are you waiting to see? Who are you waiting to chat to?
Jono.
Jono, he's around somewhere. I was just chatting to him before. Good to see you. How are we doing? You okay, big man?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Yes.
Are you coming next time?
Yes.
That's the 3rd of January for those that don't know. How are we doing? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, yes. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'll sign that for you. No worries. I'm only joking. Enjoy that?
Yeah, brilliant game. Really enjoyed it, yeah. Shame about the bonus point, but really good result.
Listen, let's not be too hard on ourselves. Jono was saying the same. He was like, it could have been a losing bonus point. Could have been an extra bonus point. But listen, they didn't get a losing bonus point.
Absolutely got nothing. It's brilliant, yeah.
Back up the road with nothing. That's a great Christmas present for us, yes?
Yes, definitely.
Brilliant. Next game here, 3rd of January. Yeah, looking forward to it now.
Lucky mascot. Mascot for me.
On the 3rd of January? We'll keep an eye out for you then, all right. Who are you waiting to get signatures off? Everybody. You already got the one. You've already got the one signature. Tom Curry. Good stuff. Listen, guys, great to see you, as always. We'll catch you later on, okay? Good stuff. Let's have a little chat now, so see who else we've got. Got a couple. Hey, Merry Christmas. How we doing? Merry Christmas. How we doing? Chester in the house representing. Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, brilliant game.
Fantastic game.
Yeah. Lovely win as well. Fantastic win.
It's what we want, isn't it? And that's what we can be. It's absolutely true, isn't it? Yeah, good. We'll chat to you later on. Okay, good. Merry Christmas to you guys. Let's have a look who you got over here. Let's have a look. Yeah, a couple more with the big hands. How we doing, guys? Merry Christmas. How we doing? Merry Christmas. Oh, my hands are freezing. How we doing? Did you enjoy that? Yeah. What did you enjoy the most? The win?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Do you enjoy the win? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, mate.
Every time. Are you coming on the 3rd of January?
I might be, yeah.
The Sharks. Always a Shark. Well done. Yeah, good job. Merry Christmas to you guys. Well done. Good stuff. Let's have a chat. See who's good. Merry Christmas, everybody. How we doing? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. How we doing? Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, you did the win, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Are you coming on the 3rd of January?
Yeah.
Good. Good. That's what we want. Nice and embarrassing you. Merry Christmas. See you later. Let's see who else we got. Oh, come around here. Look at the Christmas spirit here. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. How we doing? How we doing, guys? How you doing? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. How we doing? Did you enjoy that?
Brilliant. Lovely. Great win.
Saints fans, any Saints fans enjoy it? Come on. Thank you for your gift. Okay. Thank you very much. See you later. It's good. Okay, let's have a look at these guys quickly. There we go. That does not look like free coffee for the drivers at all. Let's go. Merry Christmas, Cliffy. Well done, mate. How you doing? Merry Christmas. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, great. Good job, mate. Well done. Okay, so that's us. I think we're going to go and get some mince pies and a little bit of mulled wine before we do the D-Rig, that is. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking by us. If you've not got your ticket for the 3rd of January yet, you need to get out there and get it. Tickets will sell out fast. I'm pretty certain after that performance, everyone is going to want to be at the AJ Bell Stadium in 2020. 2020, the vision for the win, going for top 4. This has been Sale Sharks Live.